Good morning, good afternoon, students. Disconnected. Once again, welcome to you, BoS For Your Success subject-specific session. And today, again, we are with you, me and Rajiv sir, for this paper 6, Auditing and Assurance as your mentor. Students, many times we interact with many of the students who comes to us that we are not able to get good marks in auditing. So yesterday also we tried to tell you the tips, how to attend the question paper, how to understand the question, how to attend correct, incorrect type of questions. And in between, as we discussed many concepts which were very, very important and which were basic for auditing subject. So today also we'll be understanding questions also as well as concept, so that while attending the examination, attending the question in examination, you are able to analyze the situation and you are able to attend the question like on bank audit or audit of different type of entities for hospital, hotel or educational institution, clubs. In between, if you have any query, any doubt, you can definitely write to us. Yesterday, we were left with 2-3 queries. One was about, I think, one student was asking about assertions.
Yes.
So
assertions, so far as, good afternoon, students. So far as your query on assertions is concerned, so I will take your query after some time when I will be touching upon chapter 4 and chapter 9. So chapter 3, in chapter 3 some portion of the assertion is discussed, and chapter 9 is the practical side of assertions. So I will discuss and give sufficient time to it.
Okay, so let's move to questions. Hope you have done your homework. We gave you some homework, right? Sir gave you some homework for today's class. So hopefully you have completed that homework. And today we are moving, though we will be discussing engagement and quality control standards in between. But before that, we will be discussing one question and one very important topic, that is bank audit, audit of banks. And in this May 22 examination, one question was being asked from this topic, bank audit. And what happened in this question, students were required to compute the drawing power for cash credit account of S Limited for the month of March 22, right? So what was the requirement in this question? It was drawing power we need to calculate. Okay, तो यहाँ आपको drawing power calculate करना था, और उसके लिए हमें क्या क्या information थी? Stock was given, debtors were given, including debtor of 5,000 for an invoice dated 17th November 21. 17th November 21, if we calculate dates, how many days it will be and how many months? Then sundry creditors were given 15,000, sanction limit was 45,000, and margin on stock is 20%, and for debtor it is 50%, right? So these were the information available, and one more note was also there in the question paper, that debtors older than 3 months are ineligible for calculation of DP, right? So in this question, you were required to calculate drawing power for cash credit for S Limited, and you were given with the information stock, debtors, and in that debtors also there was one classification that 5,000 rupees debtors, for that invoice was dated 17th November, that is more than 3 months time. Okay, and sundry creditors were of 15,000. Sanction limit was 45,000, and what was given is margin on stock is 20%, and on debtors it was 50%. ठीक है, अब क्या हुआ, स्टूडेंट्स ने क्या किया? They failed to do correct calculation of drawing power. Okay, they were not able to calculate drawing power for cash credit account, and also Margin calculations were also not correct in most of the cases. In addition, stocks were also wrongly calculated. So stock calculation was also wrong. Margin calculation were not correct. And students failed to do correct calculation and drawing power. So here we will be computing drawing power for cash credit account of S Limited, right? So how we will pursue? What we will take? We will take our stock first. For calculation of drawing power for cash credit, we need to consider all these items, right? So we have our stock 50,000, okay, and that is also at realizable value 50,000. So we don't have any other information. So we will be taking 50,000 only stock for A. Then we have unpaid stock. And here in this question, we are given with sundry creditors. So what we will do, 50,000 is our stock and 15,000 is given as creditor. So if we have to take the cash credit criteria, so we need to reduce this 15,000 from 50,000. So we have 35,000 as current asset. Okay. Then we have calculated our stock value and we have taken it at realizable value. Then we have deducted from creditors are also being deducted, right? Here, margin on stock is given in the question. Margin on stock is 20%. What is it? If we calculate it, how much it will be? 20% of 35,000 will be 7,000. Okay. Queries किधर आ रही है? So 20% is margin. So 35,000 value we will be deducting 7,000 rupees margin. So value will be 28,000, right? So for this stock, what we will be considering is 28,000. Now one more information is being given, that is for debtors. Debtors, how many debtors are given? It's 45,000, right? And it's given that 5,000 for which invoice was dated 17th November 2021. और यहाँ हमें नोट में क्या लिखा है? Debtors older than 3 months are ineligible for calculation of drawing power. तो यहाँ हम जब drawing power की calculation करेंगे तो ये जो 5,000 है ये eligible नहीं है. तो क्या करेंगे हम? 45,000 में से हम 5,000 को डिडक्ट कर देंगे. तो हमारी जो वैल्यू आएगी वो आएगी 40,000. राइट, बहुत सिंपल है. डेटर्स 45,000 दी है, 5,000 जिसकी इनवॉइस डेट थी 17 नवंबर की, that we cannot consider because it's given. So what we will do, we will reduce it. Then value for the debtors will be 40,000, right? And margin is given as 50%. So 40,000 ka 50%, how much it will be? It will be 20,000. So the value comes is 20,000. Now we need to tell how much should be the drawing power for cash credit. So for current assets, for stock, it was 28,000. And for debtors, it is 20,000. So how much total it is? 48,000 should be our drawing power for cash credit account. Now what student did? They did not consider, they have not calculated margins correctly. Okay, stock is also being wrongly calculated. You see in this question, we were having only 6 information. One was stock, and relating to stock, there is sundry creditor and margin on stock. Okay, so from stock, we will be reducing our sundry creditor and then we'll be deriving the value, and that stock value is also that realizable value. And margin is given 20%. So for 35,000, we have calculated margin 20%, that is 7,000. So 28,000 will be considered for drawing power. And for debtors, 45,000 is value given in the question, and 5,000 for which invoice was dated of 17 November. And for your reference, note is also being given that debtors older than 3 months are ineligible for calculation of DP. So we will not calculate. So we will not consider that 5,000. So we will reduce it, and then 40,000. Again, we will be considering 50,000, 50% margin. So value considered for DP is 20,000. So total it is 20,000 for debtors and 28,000 for stock. So total is 48,000 should be our drawing power for cash credit account. So this was the question. And Sneha, good afternoon. And Vivek is saying, in auditing and assurance, keywords, technical language is essential. So it applies to other theory paper also, like corporate law and EIS SM paper. Yes, it's important, but for corporate law, you need to use law-based language, and in your own words you can write, but some technical term you have to definitely take care.
Corporate, today itself we will discuss company audit, some portion of the company audit. Then you will come to know how to study company audit, and then you can correlate that with the corporate laws. And about EIS, madam will tell you, Sukriti madam will tell you how to handle that subject. Of course, basics of doing theoretical paper remain same. And what I am telling you, yesterday I also told you कि आप कुछ backup जरूर रखो. Actually क्या है कि हम पूरा study material, both modules I have done, I have read it twice, but even if a single line I have to write, it is not matching with the study material. It is going wrong direction. So the deficiency is, the students are very much deficient. They are not making the backup of the essays, backup of the theoretical paper. So backup is very important. So I gave you some tips yesterday. For example, my first tip was that you should understand the concepts and just establish in your mind a definition part. For example, I discussed audit documentation, I discussed audit evidence, then analytical procedures. What are analytical procedures? So yesterday we discussed 7 to 8 definitions were discussed yesterday, and I gave you homework also that you should do. You should practice on the definition. And I don't know how many students have practiced about the definition. I don't know. Can you students tell me how many students have practiced how many definitions?
Yes, we are waiting for your response. That have you completed your homework? Many of the students yesterday promised that they will be coming after completion of their homework. So hopefully you have completed your homework. In between, we are getting queries, sir. Akriti is saying, can we write our own points if it is logical to the question but not present in book? Will we get marks for that?
Yes, of course, yes.
But it should be logical.
It should be logical, and it should be relevant point.
Relevant and related to the question only. What is the requirement of question? If you are not able to understand the requirement of question, then you are writing whatever is logical, but it's not relevant for that question, or it's not related to that requirement of the question, then marks will not be allocated, and then it will be not
considered. Yesterday, Akriti, we were doing one question. Akriti was asking, no?
Yeah.
We were doing one question on analytical procedures, and question was very clear that it was asking about the purpose of analytical procedures, but students went in wrong direction and explaining about techniques of analytical trend analysis, ratio analysis, which was not required. So you should write, even if you are not knowing the answer in the examination hall, and you should not go in wrong direction. You should write something relevant to it. Then you will get marks. Of course, you will get marks, because beyond this thing, books, even if you write beyond the study material, if it is relevant, you definitely get marks.
Krishna has completed her homework. She said, Krishna is saying ki
7
definition excluding discussed yesterday.
Very good.
He has done. Sorry,
my compliments to Krishna, who has done 7 definition beyond, besides.
So you are moving on your success
besides
path.
7-8 definitions he has done, but you should not do more than 5 definitions on daily basis, because you should start doing questions also. I will tell you how we are telling you rather how to attempt questions, how to handle the questions. क्वेश्चन जब आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आपको कम से कम 3 टाइम्स मिनिमम है आप क्वेश्चन रीड करें और फिर आंसर रीड करें 2-3 टाइम्स एंड देन यू चेक अप वेदर इट इज कमिंग 40% is coming what is written in the answers. 40% should match with the suggested answer or the material given in the book.
Vivek is asking, paper format is constant every year. Yes, paper format is same. 30 marks multiple choice question are there, including independent MCQ and integrated case scenario based multiple choice question. And for 70 marks, it's descriptive question only. Yes, but question will not remain same. Format is same. First question is compulsory question that is always based on correct and incorrect. Correct or incorrect, give with reasoning. Okay. And for out of remaining 5, you need to attend any 4. Okay. So format is same. Percentage prescribed is comprehension and knowledge based, and application and analysis based is also given to you, told to you. So this may vary whether the paper is knowledge based more or application and analysis based more. Okay. Question will not be same, but yes, paper pattern will be same. Akriti is conveying, thank you, sir. And Revati, for suggested answers, you can refer for your preparation. PYQs, you can refer. In case if you have any specific clarification you want regarding, you can write to us. Okay. And Nilabjo is asking, audit of bank chapter, what is the difference between banking company and nationalized bank? In fact, students, for bank audit, there are some critical terminology. There are certain important terminology that also sir will be, and we will be discussing with you.
But your question is, nationalized banks are under the government of India.
Yes.
Government of India is major stakeholder in nationalized
like
banks.
State Bank of India.
Like State Bank of India,
Union Bank of India.
PNB.
So these are
Bank of
nationalized
India, nationalized banks.
And
banking and their banking company, you are asking. Every bank is a banking company also, because they are governed by the Companies Act also. They are governed by the Companies Act because they are listed. They are governed by the SEBI, is also regulator of the stock markets. Then they are governed by the, because they are banks, and they are governed by their main regulator is RBI. So so many governing bodies are there. So I hope it is clear. Banking company means it is governed by the Companies Act also. Basically, they are Union Bank of India Limited, PNB is limited. So they are listed companies also.
So Nilabjo is asking, sir, drawing power, consortium, audit risk, inherent risk, control risk, IFC. So lot many doubts are there, and we will definitely take all your doubts. Okay.
Should I start taking?
Yes, sir.
Doubts?
Yes, sir.
Where is asking?
Nilabjo is asking about drawing consortium, advanced, audit risk, inherent, control risk, and IFC. Right.
So I will be taking up, because we are right now we are taking up bank audit. In some time we will touch upon chapter 4, the concepts you are asking for. But right away I will first discuss about bank audit concepts.
Sir, just before moving to Nilabjo, so many doubts. Just one query of Vivek, that for answering and descriptive question, can numbered points and subpoints written instead of paragraphs? Yes, you can write in points or subpoints instead of paragraph. It's up to you, but please don't present answer in flowchart form, right? You need, and one more thing, you need to write complete point. Okay, you are writing in subpoints, it's fine. But then if you are referring 3 marks question and you have segregated 1 point to 3 points or in 4 subpoints, then please remember that for 3 marks, if 3 points are required, and if you are segregating 1 point into 3 or 4 subpoints, then please give 12 subpoints, or 3 complete points should be covered there. How many points you have prepared, that we don't have any idea, because it's for your notes.
It depends on question also.
Yeah, it depends.
Or my suggestion to all of you is ki do not conclude. Whenever you are attempting any question in the examination, do not conclude in hurry. Do not give answer in hurry. If you are giving 1 point, then elaborate it fully, and it must look like it should run into at least 3-4 lines. It should not be so that it is finished in one line or so, one liner points, then you should write more points. If the points are one liner given in the study material, then you should cover at least 4 or 5 points if 3 marker question is involved. But you should not conclude in hurry. You should elaborate the points what you are stating. You should come out with the your thought process. You should write your thought process while giving the answers. Yes, students, we were talking of bank audit.
Yes.
So should I take up?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I'm just going to that chapter only.
Page number 12.24.
Page number
12.24. Bank audit, about bank audit. If I am talking of bank audit,
12.24.
Yes. If I am talking of bank audit is audit of advances. Bank audit is audit of advances. Now, advances are of so many types of advances are there. I will discuss. Whenever I take loan from a bank, for bank it is an advance. If I am taking loan from a bank, for bank it is an advance loan. Bank loan. For me it is loan. For bank it is advance. Now, bank will not give me advance. Bank will want some security. So security, bank will definitely want some security for lending its money, so that borrower is not fled away with the money, so that borrower does not run away with the money taking from bank and then he runs away. So bank definitely asks for security. So nature of security, if I am talking of, there are two sub categories of security: primary security and collateral security. I give you one example: primary security and collateral security. For example, CC limit. अभी हम कंसेप्ट पढ़ेंगे, अभी क्वेश्चन भी मैडम ने आपको कराया, दैट वाज ऑन सीसी लिमिट, कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट. अब कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट मैं थोड़ा सा इसको, ये भी एक तरह का लोन है. दो लोन तो आपको जरूर पता होने चाहिए जो बैंक्स देते हैं. बीइंग ए सीए स्टूडेंट, दो लोन्स मैं आपको जरूर बताना चाहूंगा. एक तो सीसी लिमिट एंड सेकंड इज टर्म लोन, which is most important. जब भी आप, whenever you will go for a bank finance for some client, so ये आपको प्रैक्टिकली फेस करना पड़ेगा. प्रैक्टिकली लोन्स क्लाइंट्स आपके बैंक टर्म लोन और सीसी आपको बोलेंगे सर हमारी बैंक से सीसी करवा दो या हमें बैंक से टर्म लोन दिलवा दो. नाउ ये दो टर्म्स सीए स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो आई विल टच अपॉन, फर्स्ट आई विल टेक अप term loan. Term loan, as the name suggests, it has definite term. Term loan, उसकी एक period है. It has to be repaid back within a specified period. Say 10 years term loan, or say 5-year term loan, 3-year term loans. और टर्म लोन जो बैंक देता है स्टूडेंट्स, वो मशीनरी के अगेंस्ट देता है. दैट इज द प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी. उसमें क्या होती है? मशीनरी होती है. अब से मैंने एक प्लांट लगाया स्टूडेंट्स, और प्लांट में 10 करोड़ की मेरी मशीनरी लगनी है, टर्म लोन. तो अब यहाँ पे मैं तो कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट बातें आपको बताऊंगा. से मैंने 10 करोड़ रुपीज 10 करोड़ आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट इन मशीनरीज. I have to start my business and I am investing 10 crores in machinery. Now 10 crore, I go to some bank, say Axis Bank, and I say to the bank कि मेरे को 10 crore rupees लोन चाहिए. तो क्या मुझे बैंक 10 crore rupees लोन दे देगा? मुझे 10 करोड़ की मशीनें लगानी है and 10 crore ही I am asking for loan. तो will the bank give me 10 crore rupees? Answer is no. Because बैंक विल आस्क मी कि आप अपना पैसा कितना लगाएंगे उसमें. अगर हम आपको 10 करोड़ देंगे, इसका मतलब आप तो कुछ लगा ही नहीं रहे, तो आपका अपना स्टेक भी तो इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए. और जो मेरा पैसा, अब बैंक टर्म लोन्स के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स बैंक आस्क फॉर 25% की 25% प्रमोटर लगाएगा टर्म लोन के अंदर, 25% क्लाइंट का होगा और 75% बैंक लोन देगा. सो जो अपना पैसा, इट मींस फॉर 10 करोड़ रुपीज, 10 करोड़ इज द वैल्यू ऑफ प्लांट एंड मशीनरी, 2.5 crore I will invest and 7.5 crore bank will give me loans. So this my own funds, which is 2.5 crore, this is called margin money. That is very important term. Margin money is the contribution of the client. Client means party who is seeking loan from the bank. So margin money, students को फाइनल लेवल तक भी ये पता नहीं होता कि मार्जिन मनी क्या होती है. सो यहाँ पे अभी मैडम ने मार्जिन की बात करी थी, स्टॉक में मार्जिन कितना है और डेटर्स में मार्जिन कितना है. तो स्टूडेंट्स मार्जिन मनी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म है. तो टर्म लोन आप समझ गए कि टर्म लोन हमेशा मशीनरी के अगेंस्ट होगा, और मशीनरी के अगेंस्ट स्टूडेंट्स जो टर्म लोन होता है वो 75% तक बैंक फाइनेंस, तक मैं कह रहा हूं 75% बैंक फाइनेंस करता है. बैंक 75% तक टर्म लोन फाइनेंस करता है ऑन द कॉस्ट ऑफ मशीनरी. से 10 करोड़, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया स्टूडेंट्स, 10 करोड़ इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ मशीन. से मैं 20 मशीन लगा रहा हूं और 50 लाख की एक मशीन है, तो 10 करोड़ की मेरी मशीन होगी. तो प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट में मैं बताता हूं, इसके लिए प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट मुझे बनानी पड़ती है एज ए चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, और वो मैं बैंक को देता हूं. मैं बैंक को कहता हूं कि मैं 20 मशीन लगाऊंगा और I will install 20 machines and one machine is costing 50 lakh rupees, total is 10 crore, and kindly give me 7.5 because I know कि बैंक का नॉर्म क्या है 75%, and 2.5 crore is my margin money, own margin. So that is very important to understand. Then now the bank is not primary security is the machine for banks. Primary security is the here the primary security is machine for the bank. टर्म लोन के अंदर प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी बैंक के पास मशीन है, but bank is not satisfied with the primary security only. Now the bank will say, sir, bank will say to me that this is not sufficient. Primary security itself is not sufficient. We want why? Because machines are depreciable assets, and maybe machines आपकी ऐसी हो जो जल्दी depreciate हो जाए, ये ऐसा भी हो सकता है. तो our money will not be secured. तो बैंक इसमें एक और एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी की डिमांड करता है. बैंक कहता है आप अपनी टाइटल डीड कोई आप अपनी बिल्डिंग की दे दो, आप अपने घर की दे दो टाइटल डीड. तो वो बैंक एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी जब डिमांड करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी. सो प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी जो रेफर्स टू द सिक्योरिटी ऑफर्ड बाय द बोरोअर फॉर बैंक फाइनेंस और वन अगेंस्ट विच credit has been extended. Against which credit has been extended. Like मैं आपको अभी बता रहा था, एग्जांपल दे रहा था मशीनरी. यहाँ पे बैंक ने जो मुझे क्रेडिट दिया 7.5 करोड़ का, वो मशीनरी के अगेंस्ट दिया. तो यहाँ पे मशीनरी प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी थी. दिस सिक्योरिटी इज द प्रिंसिपल सिक्योरिटी फॉर एन एडवांस. तो ये तो मैंने आपको टर्म लोन बताया. तो एनी डाउट इन द टर्म लोन एंड मार्जिन? Yes, any doubt in the term loan and margin? Funded and non-funded, ये भी मैं आपको, funded means जहां पे मुझे डायरेक्ट पैसा मिल जाएगा, that is funded. Funded students वो होता है जहां पे फंड बेस्ड फैसिलिटी है, मींस जहां पे मुझे फंड बेस्ड और नॉन फंड बेस्ड. तो फंड बेस्ड में जैसे मैं टर्म लोन, तो बैंक मुझे 7.5 करोड़ रुपए देगा, यस, तो ये फंडेड है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे बैंक मुझे पैसा भी दे रहा है. लोन इज लोन, खाली बैंक ये नहीं कह रहा कि मैंने सैंक्शन करके छोड़ दिया, बैंक मुझे यहाँ पर पैसा भी दे रहा था. जैसे एलसी लिमिट है, वो नॉन फंडिंग. एलसी लिमिट वो तो बैंक ने मेरी लिमिट करा दी, एलसी आएगी तो मैं उसको डिस्काउंट कर, नहीं तो अदरवाइज क्या है कि वो मेरी लिमिट बनी हुई है, तो वहां पे मुझे बैंक पैसा नहीं दे रहा है. यहाँ पे क्या है कि मुझे जैसे गारंटी दे दी, तो गारंटी इज नॉट नॉन फंडिंग, नॉन फंडेड, नॉन फंड बेस्ड है. तो दो तरह के होते हैं, फंड बेस्ड और नॉन फंड बेस्ड. वो मैं अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. सो जैसे टर्म लोन मैंने आपको बताया ये फंड बेस्ड है, और नॉन फंड बेस्ड मीन्स जिसमें मुझे पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, विच इज नॉट फॉलोड बाय द मनी इटसेल्फ, सो दैट इज नॉन फंड बेस्ड। इसका मैं आपको एग्जांपल्स बता देता हूं। फंड बेस्ड में टर्म लोन्स, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, अभी सीसी में आपको बताऊंगा, सीसी का एक्सप्लेनेशन भी बताऊंगा। ओके, इट्स ओके। तो फंड बेस्ड में स्टूडेंट्स सीसी है, ओवरड्राफ्ट है, डिमांड लोन, ये सारे फंड बेस्ड है। और नॉन फंड बेस्ड में एलसी लिमिट, बैंक गारंटीज, ये नॉन फंड बेस्ड, जिसमें कि पैसा नहीं मुझे मिलेगा और लिमिट एक मुझे मिल जाती है। सो आई होप इट इज क्लियर। Revati was asking about fund based and non fund based, so that is very important term, fund based, non fund based. So primary security, इसमें आप ये जो मैंने मार्क किया, द वन अगेंस्ट विच क्रेडिट हैज बीन एक्सटेंडेड, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया मशीनरी के अगेंस्ट अगर मुझे मिला तो मशीनरी इज द प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी। और बैंक इज नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, जनरली मुझे एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी कब देनी पड़ती है कोलेटरल, व्हेन बैंक इज नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद द प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी। क्यों, मैंने आपको रीजन बताया। जैसे कि बैंक क्या है, बैंक कहता है आपकी मशीनों के अगेंस्ट मशीनें तो डेप्रिसिएशन हो जाएंगी, क्या पता कल को कूड़ा हो जाए और 40% 30% पे भी ना बिके तो मेरा पैसा तो बैड हो जाएगा, अगर खाली मैंने उसको मशीनरी के ऊपर चार्ज क्रिएट किया आपकी तो। सो बैंक डिमांड्स एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी, दैट इज कॉल्ड कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी। दिस इज एन एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी। दिस सिक्योरिटी कैन बी इन एनी फॉर्म दैट इज टेंजिबल। नॉर्मली जो बिजनेस में जो लोन्स होते हैं उसमें बैंक इमूवेबल असेट्स ले लेता है, इसमें बिल्डिंग की टाइटल डीड, जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा था, इवन लोग क्या करते हैं अपना घर भी कई बार रख देते हैं उसके लिए, तो बैंक एक्सेप्ट करता है वो चीजें। तो इसमें पर्सनल सिक्योरिटी तो बैंक लेता ही लेता है, गारंटी, जैसे गारंटी ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, और कंपनी के केस में, पार्टनरशिप फर्म के केस में पार्टनर्स की इंडिविजुअल गारंटी लेता है, पार्टनर्स के रिलेटिव की भी गारंटी हो जाती है कई बार। तो गुड्स, स्टॉक, डेटर्स, ये सारे आपके एडिशनल कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटीज आप दे, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस की पॉलिसीज भी दे देते हैं कई बार। सो ये सारी थर्ड पार्टी गारंटीज भी बैंक ले लेता है। तो ये कुछ लिखी हुई है, 99% इसमें क्या चलता है, ये इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी जो मैं आपको कह रहा हूं कि ये प्रैक्टिकली ये ज्यादा चलता है कि बैंक जो एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी बिजनेस के केस में वो इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के टाइटल डीड्स बैंक लेता है। जैसे एनी डाउट, एनी स्टूडेंट till now, any doubt? I hope I am clear about the primary security, collateral security. Now, mode of creation of security. Mortgage, ये आपको काफी होपफुली ये क्लियर होंगे। मोर्टगेज लोन भी बोलते हैं। तो इसमें दो तरह के स्टूडेंट्स, मोर्टगेज, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ मोर्टगेज, वन इज रजिस्टर्ड मोर्टगेज, इट कैन बी अफेक्टेड बाय रजिस्टर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट। तो इसमें जो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हो, रजिस्टर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट कॉल्ड द मोर्टगेज डीड बन जाती है, इसमें साइंड बाय द मोर्टगेजर, इट रजिस्टर्स द प्रॉपर्टी टू द मोर्टगेजियर सिक्योरिटी। तो ये इसमें रजिस्टर्ड हो जाता है, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड रजिस्टर्ड मोर्टगेज। नॉर्मली इट इज डन फॉर, रजिस्टर्ड मोर्टगेज इज डन फॉर एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड। इफ देयर इज एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड तो एडिशनल ये रजिस्टर्ड मोर्टगेज। इक्विटेबल मोर्टगेज क्या होता है, देखो, इक्विटेबल मोर्टगेज इज अफेक्टेड बाय mere डिलीवरी ऑफ द टाइटल डीड्स। mere डिलीवरी ऑफ द टाइटल डीड्स, बैंक को बारोर कहता है कि आप ये टाइटल डीड मेरी रख लो, और बैंक कहता है ओके आप डॉक्यूमेंट साइन कर दो। बैंक क्या करेगा, कुछ स्टैम्प पेपर मंगाएगा, स्टैम्प पेपर पे ये लिखवा लेगा आपसे, क्लाइंट से लिखवा लेता है, पार्टी से ये रिटर्न में ले लेता है कि ये मैंने टाइटल डीड अपनी बैंक में इक्विटेबल मोर्टगेज में कर रहा हूं, और आई विल नॉट सेल इट, बट ही कैन, ऑफ कोर्स ही कैन यूज दैट बिल्डिंग से, बिल्डिंग की इक्विटेबल मोर्टगेज है, तो टाइटल डीड वो बैंक को डिलीवर कर देता है इसमें, और बैंक पेपर साइन करा लेता है जिससे कि आप बेच नहीं पाओगे उसे। तो दिस इज हाउ इट इज डन। जो इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी की ये कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी इस तरह से दे दी जाती है। और प्लेज आप सभी समझते हो, आपने पढ़ा है, इट इन्वॉल्व्स बेलमेंट और डिलीवरी ऑफ गुड्स। सो प्लेज, जैसे आपने अपना गोल्ड प्लेज कर देते हैं, आजकल गोल्ड लोन भी देता है बैंक, हाइपोथिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इसमें मैं थोड़ा टाइम लगाना चाहूंगा। इसका जो डायरेक्ट रिलेशन है, ओके, इज देयर एनी अदर क्वेरी?
नहीं, they wanted to
राइट,
know about fundamental.
हाइपोथिकेशन का जो डायरेक्ट रिलेशन है, जो मैं आपको बता रहा था, टर्म लोन इज, स्टूडेंट्स ने लिखा कि नो डाउट अबाउट टर्म लोन, नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू द सीसी लिमिट ऑपरेशन बिकॉज इट हैज रिलेशनशिप विद द हाइपोथिकेशन। नो, सीसी लिमिट का स्टूडेंट्स सबसे पहले तो ऑपरेशन समझ लीजिए कैसे, क्योंकि 99% स्टूडेंट्स आई एम श्योर उनको सीसी लिमिट का ऑपरेशन ही नहीं पता होता। आगे की बातें डीपी, सैंक्शन लिमिट, ये सब चीजें छोड़ दो आप। सो इसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सीसी लिमिट का ऑपरेशन समझना पहले। तो आई विल टेल यू हाउ द सीसी लिमिट गेट्स ऑपरेटेड, कैसे मैं सीसी लिमिट होती क्या है, उसे मैं बैंक से लेता कहते हूँ, क्या मुझे सिक्योरिटी देनी पड़ती है, ये सारी बातें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जो बैकग्राउंड मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, तभी आप ये सारा समझ पाओगे। सीसी लिमिट ऑफ कोर्स मैडम ने भी क्वेश्चन भी करा दिया था आपको, तो इसकी बैकग्राउंड थोड़ी सी मैं आपको बताता हूँ। जब भी व्हेनेवर आई, तो मैंने आपको बताया था 2 मेजर लोन होती हैं बिजनेस पीपल जो बैंक से लेते हैं, बिजनेस हाउसेस। नंबर 1 टर्म लोन, नंबर 2 सीसी लिमिट। अब सीसी लिमिट होती है कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट। प्राइमरी, इसमें प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी, अब आप समझ गए, इसमें प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी होती है स्टॉक। ये स्टॉक के अगेंस्ट बैंक मुझे देता है, और स्टॉक, अब बैंक मेरा स्टॉक, मेरी फैक्ट्री में जो स्टॉक पड़ा है स्टूडेंट, उठा के थोड़ा ले जाएगा बैंक में, अपने लॉकर में रखेगा या अपने बैंक में जाके रख लेगा। ये स्टॉक 100 करोड़ का मेरा स्टॉक पड़ा है, तो बैंक उठा के थोड़ा, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। तो वहां पे प्लेज पॉसिबल नहीं होगी, ये आप समझ लो। तो स्टॉक की प्लेज नहीं होती कभी भी, बिकॉज प्लेज तो होता है जो डिलीवरी, इट इज, आपने पढ़ा ना अभी कि इट इन्वॉल्व्स बेलमेंट और डिलीवरी ऑफ गुड्स बाय द बोरोअर टू द लेंडिंग बैंक। और हाइपोथिकेशन में क्या होता है, इसमें जो स्टॉक के अगेंस्ट जो मुझे बैंक लिमिट देता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड हाइप। तो स्टॉक को बैंक क्या करता है, अपने पास हाइपोथिकेट कर लेता है, पेपर्स उसके साइन करा लेता है मेरे से कि जो स्टॉक है आपका, ये एक तरह से बैंक का स्टॉक हो जाता है। सो दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन टू से। और सीसी का ऑपरेशन कैसे होगा, से मैंने क्या बैंक को अप्रोच किया, मैंने कहा कि मुझे 10 करोड़ का तो टर्म लोन चाहिए। अब मेरी मशीनें 10 करोड़ रुपए की हैं, तो प्रोडक्शन भी बहुत करेंगी। तो मैं कहा मुझे 20 करोड़ की लिमिट दे दो, सीसी लिमिट। अब 20 करोड़ की लिमिट देने के लिए अगेन मुझे, अब यहां पर मार्जिन की रिक्वायरमेंट कैसे फुलफिल होती है, यहां पे ड्राइंग पावर बैंक फिक्स करता है, सैंक्शन लिमिट करेगा। से बैंक ने मेरी सैंक्शन लिमिट करी 20 करोड़ रुपीस, से सैंक्शन लिमिट मेरी 20 करोड़, बैंक कहता है ठीक है आपकी सैंक्शन हम 20 करोड़ रुपीस कर देते हैं। अब यहां पे भी 75%, और लिमिट किस पे हो रही है, स्टॉक पे। तो बैंक क्या करता है स्टूडेंट्स, मेरी ड्राइंग पावर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ माई स्टॉक फिक्स कर देता है यहाँ पे। अब मैंने स्टॉक बैंक को दे दिया, मान लिया जाए मैंने स्टॉक दे दिया, मैं कहा जी मेरा स्टॉक तो है 25 करोड़ रुपए का, तो बैंक ने 75% मेरी ड्राइंग पावर 17.5 करोड़ बनाई, 20 करोड़ नहीं बनाई, 17.5 करोड़, बिकॉज मेरे पास स्टॉक कितना था, 25 करोड़ का स्टॉक। और 25 करोड़ का 75% कितना होगा, 25 करोड़ का 75% 18.75। तो 18.75 करोड़ स्टूडेंट्स, ये मेरी बैंक लिमिट बना देगा, बिकॉज बैंक 75% मुझे फाइनेंस करता है जितना। अब मैंने प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटीज में क्या दी, इसमें मैंने 25 करोड़ रुपए का, 25 करोड़ रुपीस का मैंने बैंक को स्टॉक दे दिया। तो बैंक ने स्टॉक लिया, और अब उधर से मैं क्या करा रहा हूं, देखो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट, मैडम ने बीच में पॉइंट बताया था, मैडम ने कहा था पेड स्टॉक लेना है। अब मैंने क्या किया, मैंने स्टॉक ना उधार पे खरीद लिया, उधर से मैंने क्रेडिटर से फाइनेंस करा लिया। अब उधार पे खरीदा मींस मेरे क्रेडिटर परचेज कर ली, मैंने 25 करोड़ का स्टॉक परचेज किया, उधर से मेरे क्रेडिटर खड़े हो गए, उनको भी मैंने सबको प्रॉमिस किया कि आपको 3-3 महीने बाद पैसे दूंगा। उधर से मेरे क्रेडिटर खड़े हैं, उधर से वही पैसा, वही 25 करोड़ के अगेंस्ट स्टूडेंट्स मैंने बैंक से भी 18.75 करोड़ ले दिए। तो यहाँ पे डबल फाइनेंसिंग हो जाती है। सो इसलिए मैडम ने आपको जब क्वेश्चन कैन यू ओपन द क्वेश्चन, इसलिए मैडम ने जब आपको क्वेश्चन कराया था तो यहाँ पर पेड स्टॉक लिया था और 15,000 रुपए यहाँ पे माइनस कर दिए थे क्रेडिटर के, ताकि डबल फाइनेंसिंग ना हो जाए। तो ये सारी चीजें समझनी बहुत जरूरी है स्टूडेंट्स। तो यहाँ पे पेड स्टॉक मीन स्टॉक जब दिया होगा तो उसमें से क्रेडिटर्स जो अनपेड है वो मैं माइनस कर दूंगा। ओनली पेड, ताकि इसका पर्पस क्या है, इसका स्टूडेंट्स पर्पस ये है कि ताकि पेड स्टॉक ही फाइनेंस हो पाए। तो इसलिए अनपेड क्रेडिटर्स को हम क्या करते हैं, माइनस कर देते हैं। ये अभी मैं बताऊंगा ओवर ड्यू और आउट ऑफ। Student is asking, one student Revati is asking difference between overdue and that I am coming to. I will definitely clear your doubt. So मैं अभी आपको जो सीसी लिमिट का ऑपरेशन समझाना चाह रहा हूँ वो ध्यान से समझिए। अब मेरी 18.75 करोड़ की लिमिट हो गई बैंक में। तो लिमिट ऐसा नहीं है, यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट ये समझता है बैंक ने मेरे अकाउंट में 18.75 करोड़ रुपीस डाल दिए, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता। पहले सुन लो, मैंने लिमिट अपनी बनवाई जाके बैंक से 18.75 करोड़ बैंक ने। मैंने बैंक को ये नहीं कहा कि मैं 25 करोड़ का स्टॉक खरीद लूंगा, खरीद लिया है मैंने, ऐसा नहीं बोला। बिकॉज अगर मैंने खरीद लिया है तो फिर तो फाइनेंस होगा ही नहीं कभी भी। मैं ये प्रोजेक्टेड फिगर देता हूं, बैंक को बोलता हूं कि मैं 25 करोड़ का स्टॉक क्रिएट करूंगा और आप मुझे फिर उसके हिसाब से 75% अपना मार्जिन, 75% ओन मार्जिन, मार्जिन आप समझ ही गए क्या होता है, क्लाइंट का मार्जिन, पार्टी का मार्जिन, और 75% बैंक मुझे फाइनेंस करेगा। नाउ हाउ दिस सीसी अकाउंट इज ऑपरेटेड। अब मैंने पहली परचेज करी स्टूडेंट, पहली परचेज करी से मैंने 1 करोड़ रुपए की परचेज करी। अब बैंक मुझे इस परचेज पर, अब मेरा 1 करोड़ का स्टॉक क्रिएट हो गया तो बैंक मुझे 75 लाख रुपए की ड्राइंग अलाउड कर देगा यहाँ पे। तो मेरा जो बैंक को लोन हो जाएगा यहाँ पे 75 लाख हो जाएगा पहली परचेज के अगेंस्ट। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि बैंक 18 पॉइंट, यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा डाउट स्टूडेंट को ये होता है कि 18.75 करोड़ बैंक मेरे अकाउंट में डाल देगा, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता। बैंक जो जो आप परचेज करते जाओगे उसका 75% आपको फाइनेंस करता जाता है। आपकी लिमिट, आपका बैलेंस जो बैंक को देना है, लोन अमाउंट धीरे धीरे बढ़ता है उसमें। सो दिस इज हाउ सीसी अकाउंट इज ऑपरेटेड। मैं चेक काटता रहता हूं, उधर से मैं परचेज करता रहता हूं, उधर से चेक काटता रहता हूं। अब मेरे पैसे तो पड़े नहीं बैंक में, बैंक मेरे चेक्स ऑनर कर देता है। बैंक कहता है ठीक है आपकी हमने लिमिट, और विद इन लिमिट, बैंक ने मेरी लिमिट कितनी सैंक्शन की हुई है, 18.75 करोड़। तो बैंक 18.75 करोड़ तक के चेक मेरे ऑनर करेगा। दिस इज हाउ सीसी अकाउंट इज ऑपरेटेड। सो यहाँ पे बैंक मेरा जितना स्टॉक होगा, अब क्या है कि मेरी सीसी फुल हो गई, 18.75 करोड़ मैंने सारा यूज कर लिया। अब मैं क्या किया, स्टॉक मेंटेन नहीं कर रहा, मैंने स्टॉक 20 करोड़ का कर दिया अपना 25 करोड़ से, बिकॉज मेरी सेल हो गई whatsoever फॉर वेरिड रीजन। बैंक ने स्टॉक ऑडिट करवाया, स्टॉक निकला 20 करोड़ का। अब 20 करोड़ का स्टॉक कंटिन्यूअसली मैं मेंटेन किया, तो बैंक मेरी लिमिट घटा के यहाँ पे कितनी कर देगा, 75, फिर 15% कर, मेरी 15 करोड़ कर देगा, ड्राइंग पावर मेरी घटा देगा। सैंक्शन लिमिट मेरी 18.75 करोड़ ही रहेगी, लेकिन ड्राइंग पावर, तो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सैंक्शन लिमिट एंड ड्राइंग पावर, कि आपकी जो ड्राइंग पावर है फ्लक्चुएट होती है डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर स्टॉक्स। से मेरा स्टॉक 15 करोड़ है तो मेरी ड्राइंग पावर फिर 18.75 करोड़ नहीं होगी, मेरी ड्राइंग पावर उसका 75% होगी। तो दैट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द स्टॉक्स, जो मेरे पास स्टॉक्स है उसके हिसाब से ड्राइंग पावर होती है। और सैंक्शन लिमिट आपकी शुरू में, जो आपके पास सैंक्शन लेटर है, जो मैंने प्रोजेक्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट, उसके हिसाब से मेरी सैंक्शन लिमिट फिक्स की जाती है। सो दिस इज अबाउट द डिफरेंट टर्म्स जो इस क्वेश्चन में आए थे। जैसे कि पेड स्टॉक, मैडम ने 15,000 रुपए माइनस कर दिए थे, तो पेड स्टॉक, और पुराने डेटर्स कभी नहीं फाइनेंस होते। अगर बुक डेट लिमिट, ये अनदर लिमिट है, अभी मैं सिर्फ सीसी की बात कर रहा हूं। और स्टॉक के अगेंस्ट जो मुझे मिलेगी, अब बैंक के पास प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी क्या है, अभी मैंने आपको समझाया, दैट इज स्टॉक। और स्टॉक हमेशा क्या होगा, हाइपोथिकेट होता है। स्टॉक इज ऑलवेज हाइपोथिकेटेड टू द बैंक। स्टॉक को ये नहीं कहते मैंने प्लेज कर दिया जाके। सो हाइपोथिकेशन, स्टूडेंट्स बीइंग ए सीए स्टूडेंट, आपको हाइपोथिकेशन टर्म बिल्कुल क्लियर होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज सीसी लिमिट बनती ही स्टॉक की हाइपोथिकेशन पे है। स्टॉक उसमें प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी होता है और एडिशनल, बैंक अब आपको खाली स्टॉक के बेस पे लिमिट नहीं देता। बैंक कहता है ये तो प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी होगी। अब कल को आप स्टॉक किया, आपने सारा बेचा और बैंक का पैसा खड़ा रह गया, आपने क्या किया, सारा स्टॉक डिस्पोज ऑफ कर दिया। 25 का 25 करोड़ भेज दिया मैंने, और बैंक की लिमिट उधर 18.75 करोड़ खड़ी है। सो इस चीज को अवॉइड करने के लिए बैंक क्या कहता है, एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी, कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी, बैंक डिमांड्स एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी। तो एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी, कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी यहाँ पे बैंक डिमांड करेगा जो स्टूडेंट्स, वो यहाँ पे बिल्डिंग की टाइटल डीड, यहाँ पे जनरली यहाँ पे बिल्डिंग की टाइटल डीड आपकी रखेगा, चाहे वो घर दे, फैक्ट्री बिल्डिंग दे, व्हाटसोएवर, ऑफिस की बिल्डिंग दे यहाँ पे। तो यहाँ से मैं आपको साथ साथ तो एक तो हाइपोथेकेशन क्लियर कर गया मैं आपको, प्लस मैंने प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी और सेकेंडरी सिक्योरिटी भी आपको, एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी भी अच्छी तरह से, और सीसी अकाउंट का ऑपरेशन अगर किसी स्टूडेंट को कोई डाउट है, ड्राइंग पावर, सैंक्शन लिमिट, सीसी लिमिट और हाइपोथेकेशन, इसमें कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, बिकॉज ये जो क्वेश्चन आया था, और इसमें खाली ये क्वेश्चन नहीं आया, उधर से उसने वहां पे केस सिनेरियो में भी ऐसा क्वेश्चन दे दिया था। तो ये ध्यान से आपको बैंक ऑडिट का क्वेश्चन हैंडल करना है, क्योंकि कई बार केस सिनेरियो में भी साथ साथ आ रहा है।
Yes, in your objective paper, MCQ based question, there was question asked on the basis of this bank audit calculation and computation, and important terminology were there. So I think you have better understood audit of bank and key terminologies which
अभी still थोड़ा सा और pending है, अभी कोई नहीं।
Okay.
आप एक क्वेश्चन ले लो।
So you want to take, or should I move to audit of different type of entities topic?
नहीं, अभी bank audit, I will later on, I will come to the bank audit.
Continuing in between, but let's move to question 5D of May 22 examination. It's up from audit of different type of entities, chapter 13, right? Last chapter.
अभी रेवती ने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा ओवरड्यू और आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर, बैंक ऑडिट पे मैंने अभी दो स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज नोट, आपको दो ऑपरेशन मैंने समझा, एक तो टर्म लोन अकाउंट मैंने आपको समझा दिया, सीसी अकाउंट, अभी कुछ इसमें बातें बाकी हैं, आई विल कंटिन्यू आफ्टर द क्वेश्चन।
सो explanation and of key concept and important terminology will be continued. In between, I am taking to you for May 22 examination question paper, so that we can analyze how we have to go ahead, how to understand the question, how to write the answer, because both are very, very important. In fact, after completion of your studies, you should appear for mock test and analyze your situation, your position, in which topic you need to work more and which topic is your strong topic, so that you can boost your competition.
Kushi Maheshwari is asking about assignment. I am coming to that next. अभी मैं सारे कवर करके जाऊंगा, जो आप असाइनमेंट पूछ रहे हो अभी आपको बताऊंगा असाइनमेंट और हाइपोथेकेशन में क्या डिफरेंस है, I will tell you.
Fine. So sir will be taking all in between, but first we are going with question number 5D of May 22 examination, and this was from audit of different type of entities. In this question, Messrs. T and Company is a chartered accountant firm, partnership firm, who is appointed as an auditor, right? As an auditor of Treatment Hospital. What is the name of hospital? Treatment Hospital. Okay. It's run by Smile Foundation, a charitable trust. Please note that this hospital is run by a charitable trust. Okay. So it's under control of charitable trust. Over and above the receipt of treatment of patient, during the year trust has received donation from various donors to treat COVID-19 patient. So receipt of treatment, and also incur some capital expenditure for further development of the hospital. So we have expenditure also, we have receipts also, and on some of the investment income tax has been deducted. So you need to apply whether for charitable trust control hospital income tax should be deducted or not. If it is deducted, then how to pursue. Then what are the special points to be considered by Messrs. P and Company while auditing such transactions of treatment hospital? So students, when you are writing the answer of this question, you have two options. One, you can give general answer, that will also be of course interrelated with this, but then in this question, it's given what are the special points to be considered while auditing such transactions. Okay, it's not given while auditing the treatment hospital. While auditing such transactions, it means they want your answer specifically for the transactions which are given in the question, and this question carries 3 marks. Okay, so if you are giving all general answer, then please take a note that this question is talking about specific transactions. Such transactions, one is receipt of treatment, right? Second is donation, then our capital expenditure incurred, then income tax has been deducted. So you need to take care that when you will be answering this kind of question, your bullets of the answer should be one, of course, it will be register of patient, because for everything you need to vouch or verify with register of patients. Okay, then here receipt of treatment. Okay, so for treatment you have prepared your register for cash collection, and how you will vouch and verify cash collection register, of course, with receipts, counterfoils, and other evidence like copy of patients, etc. So you need to mention those points for receipt part, right? For donation from donor, because it's a charitable institution, so trust has received donation also. So for donation from donor to treat the patient, students are required to check the legal provisions which are applicable, and whether the donation, if it is given for any specific purpose, it's being applied for the same. Okay, whatever purpose is being defined, that donation amount should be utilized for that specific purpose. So that also we need to, as an auditor, ensure. So this, for donation also you need to give specific point. Then for capital expenditure, now for, in fact, in vouching verification for audit of various item of financial statement also you will get these important vouching verification procedures. So for capital expenditure, what you will consider, whether this was done with, because it's a charitable trust, whether it was expenditure was done with the prior sanction of the trustees, because it's a trust. So prior sanction of trustees also very, very important, because it's not that anyone can do any expenditure. So here proper sanction is required, but since it is a charitable trust, so whoever trustee is being authorized, it should be properly sanctioned from that. And last one is, for some investment income tax has been deducted. So you need to cover that point also, since charitable institutions are exempt from payment of income tax. So for income tax refund, you need to vouch, and then you need to check the calculation also for refund and repayment of claims, whatever it is. So for this question, your answer should be one part. For register will be definitely one key point, register of patient, because it's very important also. Then for receipts, for donation, then for your capital expenditure, and for investment income tax deduction, right? So these specific points should be covered in your answer. So that is the main observation of examiner, that students are giving, though similar kind of points are given, but it's not specific. So answer should be specific one. Okay, yes sir, over to you for further terminologies.
Yes. So I was explaining to you the key terms, key concepts rather I should say, in the bank audit, which is very important also, because sometimes case scenarios also of bank audit, and also descriptive type questions are also of bank audit. So bank audit, problem with bank audit, students उसको कम अंडरस्टैंड कर, तो मैं उसको आपको प्रैक्टिकल के साथ कोरिलेट करके साथ साथ बता रहा हूँ, ताकि आप खाली इसकी थ्योरी ना पढ़ें. असाइनमेंट में आपको सीसी का ऑपरेशन, मैंने जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सीसी का ऑपरेशन समझाया. फिर मैंने आपको ये बताया कि टर्म लोन बताया, सीसी बताया, प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी कोलेटरल, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. असाइनमेंट, अब स्टूडेंट ने पूछा जैसे असाइनमेंट, अब मैंने बुक डेटर्स, मेरे पास डेटर्स खड़े हैं, मेरे पास 10 करोड़ के डेटर हैं जिनसे मैंने पैसा लेना है, लंबे नहीं है, रिसेंट है, से 1 महीना हो गया या व्हाट्सएवर, इनएलिजिबल नहीं, एलिजिबल डेटर्स हैं. जैसे उसने क्वेश्चन मैडम करा रहे थे आपको, 3 महीने से पुराने, कहते हैं मैं डेटर कंसीडर नहीं करूंगा, बैंक बोल रहा है लिमिट के लिए. सो बैंक कहते हैं आपको डेटर्स के अगेंस्ट भी लिमिट मिल जाती है. स्टूडेंट्स, मैंने सेल करी, अब मेरा पैसा स्टक अप है डेटर्स के अंदर, मैंने से 10 करोड़ रुपए की मैंने सेल कर दी और मेरा डेटर्स मैंने पैसा लेना है 2 महीने बाद मिलेगा मुझे, मेरे जेन्युइन डेटर्स हैं, इनएलिजिबल नहीं है। बैंक जेन्युइन डेटर सिर्फ कंसीडर, बैंक उसमें से कहता है ठीक है आपके 10 करोड़ के 10 करोड़ डेटर्स अगर जेन्युइन डेटर्स हैं तो मैं आपको 7.5 करोड़ डेटर्स का भी फाइनेंस कर देता हूं। अब ये डेटर्स मुझे बैंक को असाइन करने पड़ेंगे। असाइनमेंट रिप्रेजेंट्स ए ट्रांसफर ऑफ एन एग्जिस्टिंग डेट और राइट और प्रॉपर्टी बिलोंगिंग टू ए पर्सन in favor of another person. Only actionable, that is claim to any debt other than debt secured by immovable property तो हाई वो हो जाता है, मोर्टगेज होता है, और हाइपोथिकेशन स्टॉक का होता है, प्लेज, ठीक है, और प्लेज होती है वो मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी की होती है। तो सच एज बुक डेट्स, यहाँ पे एग्जांपल भी उसने दिया है। लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है इसका। ये आप पर्सनल, जब मेरे को पर्सनल लोन चाहिए होता है स्टूडेंट्स बैंक से, व्हेनेवर आई नीड पर्सनल लोन, सो पर्सनल लोन, अब पर्सनल लोन बैंक मुझे देता नहीं, व्हाई? बिकॉज आई डू नॉट हैव एनी सिक्योरिटी टू ऑफर टू द बैंक। तो बैंक आस्क्स मी, यस इफ यू हैव लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी, यू गिव अस योर लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी, I will assign the policy in favor of bank, and then bank will grant me personal loan against the assignment of the policy. Set off यदि आप accounts के अंदर you study in accounts adjustment, set off is adjustment of debtors against creditors and creditors against debtors. That is very simple. And lien is lien or assignment. Lien is if I have got FD with the bank and I want a loan against those FDs, I want loan against those FDs, तो उसे डिमांड लोन, प्रैक्टिकली बैंक की टर्मिनोलॉजी अगर मैं यूज करूं तो उसे डिमांड लोन बोलते हैं। तो मैंने तो आई विल, बैंक विल क्रिएट लियन ऑन माय एफडीज। तो अगली टर्म इसमें लियन एक्सप्लेन की हुई है नेक्स्ट पेज पे। तो लियन अगेंस्ट एफडीज होता है, लियन अगेंस्ट फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट्स, जो बैंक की एफडीज है। बैंक, आई हैव गॉट एफडीज, fixed deposits in the bank, and subsequently if I need money, bank will create lien on my FDs and grant me loan against those FDs. Very important, students, very important concept in bank audit is non-performing asset. So an asset मैंने आपको बताया, आप टर्म लोन, आप माइंड में अगर टर्म लोन और सीसी रखेंगे तो आपको एनपी आराम से समझ में आएगा, बहुत अच्छा समझ में आएगा। एन एसेट बैंक के लिए एडवांस एसेट है, इसलिए एसेट वर्ड यूज किया गया। सो बैंक जो पैसा दे रहा है लोन, तो बैंक के लिए दैट इज एसेट, मेरे लिए लायबिलिटी है ना, क्लाइंट के लिए लायबिलिटी है, कस्टमर के लिए, बैंक का जो कस्टमर है, लेकिन बैंक के लिए एसेट है वो। तो एन एसेट बिकम्स एनपीए, नॉन परफॉर्मिंग, व्हेन इट सीजेस टू जनरेट इनकम फॉर द बैंक। और नेचुरली एसेट्स जो बैंक के लोन्स हैं, बैंक लोन्स पे इंटरेस्ट कॉल करता है, इंटरेस्ट डिमांड करता है। सो इंटरेस्ट it ceases to generate income from. तो एनपीए का क्राइटेरिया क्या है? एनपीए is a loan or a non-performing asset is a loan or an advance where, अब यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स क्या कह रहे हैं? इंटरेस्ट, अब सीसी अकाउंट में भी इंटरेस्ट चार्ज होता है, टर्म लोन में भी इंटरेस्ट चार्ज होता है, एंड और इंस्टॉलमेंट, टर्म लोन की हमेशा इंस्टॉलमेंट होती है, सीसी की इंस्टॉलमेंट नहीं होती। सीसी अकाउंट का ऑपरेशन मैंने आपको बता दिया, सीसी तो फॉर लाइफ चलती रहती है। आप the thing is you have to maintain stock and the CC will go on forever unless and until आप stock dispose of कर दें और बैंक की CC adjust करा दें, that is a separate issue. So interest and or installment of principal amount, installment of principal amount in case of term loan. So installment of principal here written, it is in case of, this is in case of term loan, installment of principal in case of term loan. It remains overdue for a period of more than 90 days in respect of a, ये बात ही हमने यहाँ पे टर्म लोन की कर दी, टर्म लोन, देखो टर्म लोन यहाँ पे लिख दिया। And second is the account remains out of order, out of order CC की बात हो रही है, in case, in respect of overdraft facility और CC, OD और CC account, और bill remains, in case of bill remains overdue for a period of more than 90 days. अब overdue concept पूछा स्टूडेंट ने, which student asked?
Revati is asking overdue and out of order.
आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर अभी एक्सप्लेन, सबसे पहले मैं आपको ओवरड्यू बताता हूँ. I explain to you overdue means when the installment of the loan is due. Due means I have to pay say on 31st of May, and 31st of May is last date to pay the installment, and on 1st June it will become overdue. Now I did not pay it on 31st May, so from 1st June it will become overdue, because it was due on 31st May, and on 1st June it will become overdue. And if it remains overdue, the bill या term loan की installment, interest और term loan installment remains overdue, means जो date थी आपने मिस कर दी, जो date of payment थी, repayment की date, repayment to bank. So अगर मैंने मिस कर दी स्टूडेंट्स, तो 90 days अगर overdue रह जाएगा, 90 days तक, 31 मई ड्यू डेट थी, उसके बाद आप 90 डेज काउंट करिए, तो 90 डेज के अंदर भी अगर मैंने पे, अगर मैं विद इन 90 डेज उसके बाद ओवरड्यू होने के बाद पे कर दूंगा, तो फिर एनपीए नहीं होगा. बट अगर 90 डेज तक ओवरड्यू रह जाता है, मोर देन 90 डेज, 90 डेज से ज्यादा, मोर देन 90 डेज, तो देन इट विल बिकम एनपीए. और सीसी अकाउंट अगर आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर की उसने कंडीशंस बताई हैं, अगर 90 डेज तक आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर चला गया सीसी अकाउंट, और बिल्स जो परचेज किए मैंने वो अगर 90 डेज से ज्यादा ओवरड्यू हो जाते हैं. अब आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर की उसने कंडीशंस बताई हैं नीचे.
So we can take one example for NPA.
Definitely you can take.
So assuming that there is a loan of suppose 5 lakh rupees, okay, and installment is of 50,000 monthly, right? Suppose inclusive of interest, right? This loan was taken on 1st August 2021. Okay. And the customer is paying on regular basis, right? And what happened on 1st May 22? The customer has not paid the installment and interest amount. Or maybe interest amount he has paid, not installment, or installment he has not paid, he has paid interest. Okay. So on 1st May, he did mistake. He did not pay. On 1st June also he did not. On 1st July also he has not. Then, so what we will consider, we will be considering it for 90 days. Okay. So on 1st May it was due. On 1st May it was due, and if we calculate 90 days means 3 months, 1st June, 1st July, and then 1st August. And if we consider till 20th September it's not being paid, then what it will be considered as? It's overdue for a period of more than 90 days. So if it's overdue till today, then it can be considered as
number of days. When 90 days overdue होने के बाद कैलकुलेट 90 डेज फ्रॉम दैट डेट. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आपको बता रहा था, से 31st मई मेरी ड्यू डेट थी, इंस्टॉलमेंट इंटरेस्ट मैंने नहीं पे किया,
को है, हाँ,
या फर्स्ट में, यू कैन कंसीडर एनी. तो यहां से आप फिर 90 डेज कैलकुलेट कीजिए.
तो
90 डेज,
30,
जून
जुलाई
के 30,
31,
जुलाई के 31,
अगस्त के 31, तो
अगस्त के-
बिफोर द 29 को हो जाएगा.
तो ये 29 अगस्त को,
ठीक है. और अभी तक आज तक अगर ये पेमेंट नहीं किया है,
एक मिनट, तो 90 डेज यहाँ पे बन गए ना.
हाँ, 29 अगस्त को हो गए ना.
तो ये 29th ऑफ जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, तो ये 90 डेज, मोर देन 90 डेज, तो मींस 30th को, 30th अगस्त से ये एनपीए डिक्लेयर होएगा आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग, मतलब मोर देन 90 डेज उसने मॉड्यूल किया.
यस. So I'm saying now for 20th September, it's more than 90 days. And suppose if it is paid on 27th of August, then it will not be considered as NPA, right?
Right.
Now,
Questions are in.
what is out of order, and then we need to move to some other topic. Students are asking many queries.
कोई बात नहीं, हम ये
हाँ, एक out of order को explain कर देते हैं.
NPA क्लियर करके बस फिर चलते हैं.
हाँ. So what is out of order? Revati, I think your doubt is clear. So what is difference between overdue and out of order?
Out of order we are here to explain.
What is out of order? Account should be treated as out of order.
ये बात please remember, this is for CC accounts. Out of order जो account है, यहाँ पे हम CC accounts की बात कर रहे हैं.
Cash credit account. हाँ. So if the outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanction limit or drawing power, okay. Outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanction limit. अब मैंने आपको sanction meaning, sanction limit भी बताया और drawing power भी बताया. मैंने आपको दोनों terms explain किए. So both of the terms are clear to you. Yes. Or in case where the outstanding balance in the principal operating account is less than the sanction limit or drawing power. Okay, so two situations are given. One is outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanction limit or drawing power. Like in that question, drawing power was calculated as 48,000, and suppose outstanding balance. अब 90 दिन, अब 48,000 से उसकी drawing power थी, और outstanding balance CC के अंडर से रहता है 50,000 रुपए. Suppose 50,000 और 90 डेज से ऊपर चल जाता है, तो ये out of order में order हो गया, right? 55,000 3 महीने चल जाता है, 90 days. ठीक है. Then but there are in case where the outstanding balance in principal operating account is less than the sanction limit or drawing power, but there are no credits continuously for 90 days as on date of balance sheet. So 3 conditions are given. अब second case क्या है student, कि of course outstanding balance in principal operating account is less than the sanction limit. Say मेरा outstanding balance 45,000 है, अब तो विद इन ड्राइंग पावर है, विद इन सैंक्शन लिमिट है, लेकिन 90 डेज तक अकाउंट के अंदर कुछ आया ही नहीं, नो क्रेडिट. यहाँ पे विड्रॉल की बात नहीं कर रहा है, यहाँ पे डिपॉजिट की बात कर रहा है कि आपने उस अकाउंट के अंदर कुछ जमा ही नहीं किया. डिपॉजिट, नो डिपॉजिट, देयर आर नो क्रेडिट्स. कॉन्टिन्यूसली 90 डेज तक कोई भी क्रेडिट नहीं हुआ, तो आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर मान लिया जाएगा. और अगर क्रेडिट हुआ भी, थर्ड पॉइंट क्या कह रहा है, अगर क्रेडिट हुआ भी तो इतना भी नहीं था कि इंटरेस्ट को कवर कर ले खाली. इट वाज इफ क्रेडिट्स आर देयर बट दीज क्रेडिट्स आर नॉट इनफ टू कवर इंटरेस्ट विच इज. अब सीसी का इंटरेस्ट क्या होता है, सीसी का जो बैंक आपसे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करता है उसी अकाउंट में डेबिट कर देता है एट द मंथ एंड. ये उसका ऑपरेशन ऐसे चलता है. अब मंथ एंड पे उसने सीसी अकाउंट, बैंक तो क्रेडिट डेबिट करता जाएगा. अब मान लिया 3 महीने तक वो ऑपरेशन में नहीं कर रहा और कुछ पैसा मैंने डाला सीसी के अंदर, लेकिन वो इंटरेस्ट भी कवर नहीं पूरा कर रहा, तो भी एनपी हो जाए, आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर. यू कैन रेफर अ स्टडी मटेरियल, हियर इट्स एक्सप्लेन्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल आल्सो. इन दिस एग्जांपल, यस, एडीबी बैंक लिमिटेड इज हैविंग कैश क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी ऑफ 50 lakh, बट एज पर स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट furnished for last quarter, bank has calculated the drawing power 42 lakh. Okay, so account would be treated as out of order if the outstanding balance remain continuously in excess of 50 lakh, 50 lakh or 42 lakh, whatever the case may be, because our sanction limit or our drawing power is 42 lakh. So if it is continuously in excess, outstanding balance is continuously in excess to 42 lakh or 50 lakh, then it will be considered as out of order. Second is outstanding balance in the account is less than 42 lakh, but there are no credits, no deposition is being made or any payment deposited into this account for 90 days as on the date of balance sheet date. Means inoperative for 90 days, you have not deposited anything or there is no credit. So then also it is out of order. Third is credits are there up to say 2 lakh, but are not enough to cover the interest, because we expect like interest is 5 lakh. So credit is of 2 lakh only. So it's not covering in fact interest amount. So then also it will be considered as out of order. Okay. So I think it's clear now. Let's move to
overdue का एक बार ये पढ़ देते हैं.
Okay. Any amount due to the bank under any credit facility is overdue if it is not paid on the due date fixed by the bank. Due date fixed by the bank. ये बड़ा important word. We have decided the due date is 31st May or suppose it is 1st May 22. So if it is not paid on 1st May or 31st May, whatever is over date due date. If it is not being, then it will be considered as overdue, right?
बस इसके ऊपर अब if you are able to understand the concept of NPA, now provisioning is there. Provisioning की एक table students को दिखा देते हैं.
Revati is very happy and she said she understood.
Thank you,
and,
Revati. Thank you so much.
Asking 2-3 queries. Nilabjo want to discuss company audit, and one more student that they want to understand an audit of different type of entities, that how to give specific point. So
okay, we will cover.
Before moving to company audit, we will
provisioning की.
Sir,
table,
I think bank audit over हो गया.
Just show the table and we will move forward. ये table के ना बहुत अच्छी तरह से कर लेंगे.
ये table पे आपका calculation based question can be asked. That for substandard asset, it's if it is one which has remained NPA for period less than or equal to 12 months, the provision required is 15%. So you need to take 12 months as
बस table का दिखा दो.
For doubtful assets, then we have subcategories. For doubtful, up to 1 year, 3 year, or more than 3 year. Then if it is secured, then 25%.
Secured portion.
And for 1 year, okay. And for unsecured, it is 100%. For 1 to 3 years, we have for secured 40% of provisioning requirement, and for unsecured, it is 100%. And if it is doubtful more than 3 years, then for secured part, it is 100%, and for unsecured, it is 100%. You have gone through it. I think you have understand this table in detail in accounting subject. For loss asset, it would be 100%.
एक concept student ने अभी query लिखी थी.
Consortium.
That is consortium advance. Consortium advance या consortium whatsoever the pronunciation. Consortium advance is now. इसको practically बताता हूँ मैं आपको. I will explain. Now I go to bank. I am going to establish one industry, one factory, say of total investment I am asking from bank, fund I am asking from bank is say 500 crores. My client is asking 500 crores from bank. Say the bank is small bank, UCO bank, for example, or Union Bank. Now bank says ki we cannot advance such a higher amount on our own. Why not? Is it possible that 2 or 3 banks come forward and do the advancing, sanction the loan? Now, if 500 crore is sanctioned by 3 banks jointly, that is called consortium advance. So that is the concept of consortium advance. Or leading bank, और उसमें एक lead bank, usually bank with a higher share, say Union Bank advances say 50%, which is higher. 50%, 25%, 25%. 50% is financed by Union Bank, 25% UCO Bank, and 25% some other bank. So Union Bank has got higher share in the advance. That will be called lead bank.
Nilabjo is asking in advantage of joint audit. The Nilabjo is want to ask about the advantage of joint audits.
Okay.
So what are the advantage of joint audits? In fact, what is meant by displacement of auditor of the company, takeover in a takeover of an obligation. So if we discuss joint audit benefits, advantage, then we have sharing of experience. Experience will be shared. All joint auditors, they all are having experience, right? Advantage of mutual consultation. They can definitely they can consult with each other and they can accordingly look into it. Lower workload. Workload will be lesser because more than one person is involved. So joint auditors are there. Better quality of performance. Performance will be better. Improved service to the client. For client also services will be improved. Displacement of the auditor of the company taken over in a takeover. Taken over in a takeover. If in case of takeover. Displacement of the auditor of the company. If it is the takeover case, then displacement of the auditor will be obviated. Then in respect of multinational companies, work can be spread using the expertise of local firm, which are in better position to deal with detailed work and the local laws and regulation. Lower staff development cost. Staff development cost will be lesser because joint auditors are involved. Lower cost to carry out the work and a sense of healthy competition towards a better performance. So there will be healthy competition also. Cost will be lesser, staff development cost will be lesser, and healthy competition sense will be there for better performance. So hope Nilabdu, your query is resolved. And I think that's okay. Nilabdu sent this query twice. Okay. So now moving towards our next question, that is our question number 6D of May 22 examination, right? What is the question is? The accountant of CHB Limited observed that amount received from Mr. A has been recorded in the accounts of Mr. B. What happened? Chartered accountant or auditor observed that amount which was received from Mr. A has been recorded in the account of Mr. B. Okay. So amount is received from Mr. A, and what we have done, we have recorded in account of Mr. B. And this mistake was found at the time of telling accounts. We came to know about this mistake when we were telling account statement provided by Mr. A. What type of error is this? First, you need to identify what type of error is this. Waiting for your answer. Can you tell me what type of error is this? If the amount is received from Mr. A and it's recorded in the account of Mr. B. I am waiting for your answer. What type of error is this? Okay. And second thing, you need to give 2 more example of such kind of error and how the same will be detected, right? So, waiting for your answer. Not received. Yes. So in this case, Mr. A has amount received from Mr. A is recorded in the account of Mr. B. So accounting में आपने जो errors पढ़ी है, 4 type of errors you have put, right? Error of omission means you forget the transaction to record. Yes, Ajay, Tinwar, Saurabh, you have rightly told the answer. So I'm till the time others are sending, I'm just telling you about 4 types of error. Error of omission, error of commission, then error of principal and compensating errors, right? If we forget to record any of the transaction, then it is called error of omission. If I have got amount from Mr. A and I'm recording it in Mr. B account, then it is error of commission. What is error of principal? Like done capital expenditure for machinery. Okay. And what we have done, as in principle, it should be capitalized. But if we have shown in revenue expenditure or some major repair and maintenance, which is increasing the capacity and performance of machinery, then and we have taken it to P&L account, okay, assuming that it is an expenditure, revenue expenditure, that is error of principle. What is error of compensation? Means at one place we have marked the entry that is of 5,000, right? And that we have marked as 500. And another transaction was of 500 and we have recorded as 5,000. So it's compensated. Okay. So this is error of compensation, right? So 4 types of error are there: error of omission, commission, error of principal, and compensating error, right? So in this question, it's error of commission. Ajay and Saurabh, you have rightly pointed out that this is error of commission because what is happening, Mr. A, amount is received from Mr. A and it is recorded in the account of Mr. B. Okay. So in this question, because we in audit, if we take it from audit point of view, we have given answer as self-revealing error also. Okay. These are the errors such error in the existence of which becomes apparent in the process of compilation of accounts. When you are compiling the accounts, it's apparent, it becomes apparent. So these are the errors which are called self-revealing errors. Okay, it's discussed in our study material. This question is from study material only. So in case you have written error of commission, then also it's fine. If you have written self-revealing error, then also it's fine. Now, what you are required to give 2 more examples. This question was for 3 marks. One was for identification. What kind of error is it? Whether you have written self-revealing error or you have written error of commission. Okay, because what was the observation on this question? Candidates were able to code the example, but they were not able to tell how to trace this kind of error, and some of them failed to identify the type of error in the question. So what kind of error it is? First, we have given answer of this. What type of error? It is error of commission or self-revealing error. Now you are required to give 2 more examples that you have correctly given, but how the same will be detected, right? So omission omission to post a part of a journal entry in the ledger. How you will come to know? When you will be taking care of trial balance. So when you will be preparing trial balance, when you will be looking at statement of account on party, it will reveal the mistake. Okay, so how the same will be detected? When we will see the trial balance and statements of accounts of party, then it will be revealed. Okay, then second, wrong totaling of purchase register. This is also part of self-revealing error. And how you will be able to find it? It will be like through controls account balance and aggregate of the balance in the personal ledger will disagree. They will not match. So then you will be able to identify that yes, wrong totaling of the purchase register is being done. So these were 2 examples. And if we look at alternative answer, error of commission, when a transaction is misrecorded either fully or partially, it is called as an error of commission. This can be error in posting, error in casting, error in carry forward, or maybe during extraction of balances. As we have already discussed, what is error of omission, commission, error of principal and compensating errors. So this will form part of error of commission, right? And this is posting error. Okay, maybe of a wrong account, wrong amount, or wrong file. Means it may so happen that in place of A, it's posted in B's account. It may be if the amount is 5,000, but wrong amount is being taken care, or it is in wrong file. For example, omission of posting of any part of the journal entry. Now, how we will identify, how we will detect this? It can be detected through trial balance. When we will be preparing trial balance, we can detect it. We can get this. We will come to know that yes, this kind of error is being happened. Then, if purchase is of 360 from Mr. A and it's posted as 630, or sales written from Mr. X in the debit of this account. And this will also be detected by verifying entries while vouching. When you will be vouching, then you can identify this kind of mistake. So error of posting in the wrong account may be detected by performing external confirmation as an audit procedure. How we can detect it? We can perform external confirmation as an audit procedure. Yes, sir. So, shall we go to audit of different type of entities or company audit?
Right now, so many things are there. First, we will take up assertions because yesterday student was
and today also someone was asking about inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk, and then assertions also.
Okay, first we will take assertions now.
Yes.
Or risk.
We can go with risk because today is asking about risk and yesterday's query was about assertion. So student, you can also write to us what you want to take now. And Nilabjo is asking about this drawing power consortium. We have already explained audit risk, inherent risk, control risk, and IFC.
Okay.
So I think first we can go ahead with the risk part, audit risk.
Audit risk?
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. It is better if we first take assertions.
Assertions. Okay, no problem. Page number
3.29. Yes, students. Students, you are asking what are assertions and assertions refer to. Assertions refer to, these are the representations by management. These are the representations by the management. Pen is not working. Representations by management. So these are the keywords. Representation. Assertions refer to representations by management. These can be explicit, can be otherwise implicit, that are embodied in the financial statements. Very important words. That are embodied in the financial statements and used up. Now these assertions will be used by the auditor, as used by the auditor, to consider the different types of potential misstatements that may occur. And these assertions which are, these are representations by the management, which are, and these are explicit as well as implicit, and that are embodied in the financial statements. Financial statements के अंदर लिखी जाती हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैनेजमेंट ने बोला बिल्डिंग इन द बैलेंस शीट इज 70 करोड़ रुपीस, तो 70 करोड़ ये एक आदर्शन है जो मैनेजमेंट ने वहां पे दिए. Representations by management that are embodied in the financial statements to consider different types of potential misstatements, and on this basis auditor, these are used by the auditor to consider different types of misstatements, potential misstatements that may occur. Uses of assertions in representing that the financial statements are in accordance with the applicable FRF. मैंने आपको कल समझाया था. Management implicitly or explicitly makes assertions regarding recognition, measurement, ये सब accounting concepts हैं आपने पढ़े. Presentation and disclosure of the various elements of the financials. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि building which is given in 70 crores, तो उसकी assertions क्या है? Yes, building exists there and building, it is properly valued, उसका measurement, it is properly disclosed. So all these are assertions used by the auditor to consider different types of potential misstatements that may occur, fall into the three categories. Now, these are very important categories. Classes of transactions and events about account balances and presentation and disclosure. So, if I am talking of classes of transactions and events, occurrence assertion. Now, this is about class of transactions and events for the period under consideration. Occurrence means transactions and events that have been recorded, have occurred. For example, employee benefit expense हुआ, say 1 crore rupees का entity ने expense किया. So that transaction and have been recorded. जो रिकॉर्ड सामने मुझे दिख रही है बैलेंस शीट P&L में, that has occurred, actual में खर्च हुआ है, and pertain to the entity. This is occurrence assertion. Completeness, all transactions and events have been recorded, which should have been recorded, have been recorded. Then accuracy assertion is there. Amounts and other data pertaining to, relating to recorded transactions and events have been recorded appropriately, accurately record हुआ है, और उसमें कोई गलती नहीं है. Cut off means it belongs to the correct period, correct accounting period, and classification have been recorded in the proper accounts. Capital or revenue, distinction between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure has been properly done. So these are assertions about class of transactions, and assertion about account balances are existence. For example, assets, liabilities, and equity interest exist. Rights and obligations. Entity holds or controls the right to assets and liabilities are the obligations of the entity. Completeness is there. All assets, liabilities, and equity interest have been recorded. So this we will do by way of an example. In chapter 9, these assertions, chapter 9 is based on all these assertions. So I will make you understand through chapter 9. Can we open chapter 9?
Yes, we can go to chapter 9. 1 second. Yes. So which page number you want? In fact, I think few of students were having doubt in this, how to study this audit of items of financial statements, right? So this is relating to assertions topic only. In fact, what is given in our financial statement, whatever items are being given, you need to do audit of the same, right? 1 second. So this is our chapter 9, audit of various item of financial statement. Yes, Saurabh, we will be taking this query also, internal control over financial reporting versus IFC and internal control, right? So moving towards assertion. Yes, sir. Definition of assertion, sir has already told you. And what are the procedures, that also he told you, that when we will be doing this chapter, audit of various item of financial statement, when students are asking how to do that topic, it's very actually they are finding difficult it.
Page number 9.3.
Yeah, we are on 9.3.
Yeah. I will, whatever I was explaining about assertions, I will explain to you by way of example. And students, आप ये एग्जाम्पल जो मैंने आपको समझा रहा हूं, ये many situations आप जो एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन फेस करोगे उसमें आप इसको बेस बना के और आप थोड़े टाइम में आप इसको अच्छे तरीके से कर सकते हो. मैं आपको बताता हूं कैसे. आप इसमें मैं एक दो एग्जांपल्स लूंगा. फर्स्ट असर्शन अभी मैं आपको बता रहा था, प्रैक्टिकली बता रहा हूं क्या होता है अकरेंस असर्शन. एग्जांपल में मैंने स्टूडेंट्स P&L occurrence, because वहां पर क्या लिखा हुआ था, it is relating to a transaction. Transaction means it is either an expense or item of income, that is transaction related. Transactions recognized in the financial statements have occurred and relate to the entity. Now I have taken, these are revenue and expense balances, and employee on the expense side of the P&L, I am taking employee benefit expense, example of employee benefit expense. And on, if I am talking of revenue side of the statement of P&L, then I am talking of sales. So two examples will run simultaneously, and these are the examples only. मैंने लिखा भी है यहाँ पे, अगर आप ध्यान से देखोगे तो एग्जाम्पल लिखा हुआ है. You can take it here substitute any other item. Substitute, for example, यहाँ पे employee benefit expense की जगह पे आप instead of employee benefit आप traveling यहाँ पे zoom कर लो, आप और कोई advertisement expenditure यहाँ पे देख लो, सब पे fit होएगा ये. Every item आप rent यहाँ पे आप expense ले लो. For example, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे. तो occurrence assertion की explanation क्या है कि transactions recognized in the financial statements have occurred and relate to the entity. ये भी मैंने आपको कराया वहां पे चैप्टर 3 के अंदर था. सो एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंस, अब यहाँ पे आपको ऐसे नहीं आएगा कि आप अकरेंस बताओ, क्या ऐसे नहीं आ सकता है वैसे क्वेश्चन, डिफरेंट अदर्शंस के हैं P&L से रिलेटेड, वो भी पूछा जा सकता है क्वेश्चन. लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली अगर वो पूछता है कि एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंस को आप कैसे वेरीफाई करोगे या इस तरह से, तो वो आपको अदर्शंस की हेल्प से आप उस क्वेश्चन को आप एग्जाम में अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं. Employee benefit expense has been incurred during the period in respect of the personnel employed by the entity, employees employed by the entity. और employee benefit expense does not include the cost. उसमें ऐसा नहीं है यहाँ पे, क्योंकि because payroll से related fraud बहुत हो रहे हैं. सो पेरोल जब ऑडिटर्स के लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है पेरोल, आई एम टेलिंग यू. सो उसमें क्या होता है कि जहां पे फ्रॉड होते कैसे होते हैं, वो क्या करते हैं, वहां पे एम्प्लॉइज के फिक्टिशियस नेम, फेक नेम दे देते हैं 3-4 और अकाउंट आगे, सारा कुछ उनकी केवाईसी भी हो जाती है, सारा कुछ हो जाता है और बैंक अकाउंट भी उनके आ जाते हैं और सीधा अकाउंट में उनके सैलरी चली जाती है. मैनेजमेंट इज नॉट अवेयर अबाउट इट. तो इस तरह से पेरोल फ्रॉड बहुत होते हैं. ये बहुत सारे हुए, बहुत, और छोटी कंपनीज तो खासकर दे आर विक्टिम्स ऑफ इट, स्मॉल कंपनीज एंड मीडियम साइज्ड कंपनीज. सो इसलिए यहाँ पे इसने ये लिखा सेकंड लाइन में कि एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंस डज नॉट इंक्लूड कॉस्ट ऑफ एनी अनऑथोराइज्ड पर्सनल. नहीं होना, ऑल मींस मैं जितने भी एम्प्लॉइज हैं उसमें लिस्ट ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज लूंगा, उनको वेरीफाई करूंगा कि अथोराइज्ड हैं, मैनेजमेंट से वेरीफाई करूंगा, हायर अथॉरिटी से वेरीफाई करूंगा, दोज चार्ज विद गवर्नेंस, whatsoever authority is there, unauthorized नहीं मैं एक्सेप्ट करूंगा. यहाँ पे इसी में आप ट्रेवलिंग लगा के देख लो, इसी में आप कोई भी, अभी 2-3 मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल, ट्रेवलिंग एक्सपेंस हैज बीन इनकर्ड ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ which the accounts are being prepared. उसी पीरियड के अंदर हुआ खर्चा, और ट्रेवलिंग के अंदर कोई भी अनऑथोराइज्ड एक्सपेंस नहीं हुआ, जो एक्सपेंस हुआ वो ऑथोराइज्ड था.
It should be authorized.
इनकर हुआ, खर्चा इनकर हुआ, आप हर एक में लिखो खर्चा इनकर हुआ है उस पीरियड के अंदर और अनऑथोराइज्ड नहीं हुआ.
So you need to write expenses has been incurred during the period.
अब
So during the period.
During
Period is
the
also very important,
very important
because
word.
for P&L we take only those transactions who are belonging to that particular period. Whatever period we have taken for P&L account.
रेंट आप यहाँ पे लगा के देख लो, एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंस की जगह पे.
You can
रेंट हैज incurred
during
the period instead of in respect of which accounts are being prepared. And rent जो है, it is supported by the rent agreement, उसमें आप चेक कर लीजिए.
And then it should be authorized one.
Authority उस पे MD के सिग्नेचर हुए हैं या चेयरमैन whatsoever, जो भी अथॉरिटी है, अथॉराइज्ड होना. अनऑथोराइज्ड तो नहीं है कि आप रेंट जाता जा रहा है, पता लगे कि ये कोई फ्रॉड ही हो गया रेंट से रिलेटेड. सो इस तरह से स्टूडेंट्स आप किसी भी एक्सपेंस के लिए टेस्ट कर सकते हो, फॉर एनी एक्सपेंस. जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया, अभी ट्रैवलिंग का एग्जांपल दिया, रेंट का साथ में एग्जांपल दे दिया. आप कोई भी एक्सपेंस, एडवर्टाइजमेंट एक्सपेंस पे से ट्राई कर सकते हो.
Please explain once again in English.
Okay, definitely I will love to explain rather. These, whatever it is written in case of, in respect of employee benefit expense, if I am talking of expense, and you can test this for any expenditure. For example, traveling. I have explained for traveling, I have explained for rent expenditure. You can test it for advertising expenditure. You can test it for printing and stationery. So any expenditure.
And number of expenditures are there. You can apply.
There are so many. Entertainment expenditure is there.
Any of it.
Business promotion expenses there. So many expenses are there in the P&L, debit side of the P&L. So you can test on any expense. And this question, if I am talking of the debit side of the P&L, तो your question is prepared today itself. You just do it today itself. आपको आज ही एडवांटेज मिल जाएगा. You will get advantage of it.
I can see many students are worried about this chapter. This is very
No worry.
huge
I will.
Chapter. It's not huge if you are able to identify the concept, what should be applied.
So
then it's very easy for you to write the required answer.
First, I will cover the debit side, and then subsequently I will take up the credit side items.
Right.
So going to second point.
Yes.
Coming to the second point, that is completeness. First, I am covering the debit side. Employee benefit expense is an example only. You can test it for any expense.
Any expenditure. But
Second
you need to remember only 2 points. One is it should be incurred
during the
period. And second, it should be authorized one. It should not be unauthorized. Right?
Completeness.
This is for.
And second assertion is.
Sorry. Yeah.
Completeness assertion. Now, what does it signify? All transactions that were supposed to be recorded. All transactions that were supposed to be recorded have been recognized in recognition criteria. Accounts may, it is very important. Recognized in the financial statements.
It's not omitted.
And it is not omitted to be entered in the books of accounts. It is not so, it is not finding place in the financial statements. It is not omitted. So
if we consider that same example, employee benefit, in fact, students, expenses, you can see that employee benefit expenses for that, all personnel have been fully accounted for. Means there should not be a single transaction which is being omitted. So all the transactions which should be recorded are recorded.
We are testing completeness.
The information is given is complete. So when you will be attending this kind of question, you need to write the assertion part and interlink it with, as sir is explaining you, occurrence, completeness. For occurrence,
yes.
Again you need to interlink it with 2 points, that whether it is incurred during the period, whether it is authorized or unauthorized. And when we move to completeness, then we need to see whether all the transactions, means the statements are complete. All the transactions which should be recorded are recorded in financial statement, means any transaction is not omitted. Okay. So for employee benefit.
Now Mr. Saurabh is asking, occurrence is also relevant for provisions. So provisions भी students जो मैं create करता हूँ, that is also related to some expense. So again expense, of course you are putting up the right question and you are giving answer in that question also. You are right on your own. Employee benefit expenses in respect of all personnel have been fully accounted for, but no one is left. Similarly, traveling का मैं आपको example दे रहा था. Traveling expenditure, it is recorded completely
in all aspects.
In all respects, and it is not so that to inflate the profit, few traveling expense vouchers have been omitted to be recorded in the books of accounts to inflate the profits. So sometimes management is of the view we should increase the profit, the company is going into loss, let us remove some vouchers.
Yes.
So that should not be the case. If I am talking of the rent, apply this on rent. Rent has been fully accounted for. If the building office has been taken on rent, then 12 months rent has been included in. It is not so that I have taken, say, 4 offices on rent. So each and every rent
we have accounted.
Yes, it has been fully accounted for.
Yes, it should be for all which should be recorded.
But my point is,
first Suleiman is asking how to remember disclosure. That only we will be moving now for disclosure part also. So yes. Till
cut
that,
off.
Yeah, cut off.
Cut off. Whether all income and expense. अब cut off के ऊपर कई बार एग्जाम के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स you face 5 marks question or 3 marks question or 4 mark question.
Yes.
और 2 mark question 2 marker भी आ जाता है. So cut off का मतलब ही यही है कि जो from 1st April to 31st March, इसके बाद जो होगा ये cut off है. 31st March is the cut off. Whether all income and expenses are reported in the correct accounting period.
Here, in fact, I want to add one thing. Accounting is a continuous process. And whatever we are doing, we want to analyze the result of the same. So what we do generally, we decide one time period so that we can analyze what is the position. So in accounting, actually, we take it for 12 months. Okay, generally it is 12 months.
12
That is 1st April to 31st March. So when we prepare P&L account, now it is purely belonging to those 12 months only. Means that 1st April to 31st March transaction should be recorded. So when we are checking completeness, then also we need to ensure that whatever transaction is being related to 1st April to 31st March, that should be accounted for, and cutoff is 31st March. Okay. And this 12 months duration or 18 months or whatever duration is being decided in India, it is generally 12 months, and from 1st April to 31st March, whatever duration is being decided, you should take a note that all should be recorded in current accounting period. Means if we are talking about 1st April 22 to 31st March 23, so then it should not be key the transaction is relating to 1st April 21 to 31st March 22, and we are recording it in 1st April 22 to 31st March 23. So you need to ensure that this transaction is regarding which accounting period, and correct accounting period should be considered. So all income and expenses, it's for all income and expenses, because after completion of profit and loss account, we can analyze our profits. Okay. So we have taken it for correct accounting period. This should be ensured.
So cutoff is a separate assertion, students. Or how we are testing this assertion against the expense? Employee benefit expenses recognized during the period relates to the current accounting period. मतलब 12 months जैसे मैडम ने आपको बताया अभी, तो 12 months का expenditure अकाउंट फॉर हो गया और कोई सब्सिक्वेंट पीरियड का हमने कवर नहीं किया, प्रायर पीरियड का कवरिंग भी नहीं की. सो इट बिलोंग्स टू द करंट पीरियड ओनली. दैट इज द कट ऑफ assertion. Yes, going forward.
So till the time we have done occurrence, completeness and cutoff, right?
Yes.
And now we are moving towards measurement.
Transactions, measurement तो नेम से ही क्लियर है कि have been measured appropriately. Transactions have been recorded accurately at their appropriate amounts in the financial statements. तो एक एक लाइन आप जरूर याद कर लेना स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज एग्जाम में आपको लिखने के लिए भी आ जाता है. तो आपको एक एक लाइन, तो आपको if I just 5 times reading for continuous 3 days, it will be established in your mind and you will be able to recall subsequently. So transactions have been recorded appropriately, accurately at their appropriate amounts in the financial statements. There have been no error. There have been no errors while preparing documents or posting transactions to ledger. The figures and explanations, कोई error नहीं किया मैंने posting के अंदर, documents बनाते हुए, और figures and explanations are not misstated. कुछ भी, मतलब measurement is okay. So this is about measurement assertion. Now I will test it against the expense. Employee benefit expense means salary has been measured, calculated accurately. Any adjustment such as TDS adjustment has been done correctly, reconciled and accounted for. So TDS आपको सबको मालूम है कि 192 section of the Income Tax Act. So TDS adjustment has been done appropriately, properly, or it's measurement. Now let us say in case of traveling, say traveling. So traveling expense मैंने accurately book किया हुआ है और appropriate amount पे उसे book किया है. Rent अगर मैंने book किया है तो appropriate amount पे जो rent agreement में लिखा हुआ है. How will I check that? In case of any expenditure, say traveling expenditure, so I will check it from the bill of the travel agent, bill of the taxi, car, cab, whatsoever, or travel agent's bill. In case of rent, I will check it from a rent agreement, measurement part, right? So measurement you will do from the bill. Expense का जो bill होगा students, or in case of fringe employee benefit expense, I will check it up from the sheets which are provided to me by the personnel department and duly verified by the management of the company. So this measurement part is also very important, measurement assertion. And subsequently going forward, presentation and disclosure. Written representation we will definitely explain, and external if okay we will do that.
Less actually,
so presentation and disclosure. Employee benefit expense has been fairly allocated between operating expenses incurred in production activities. अब क्या होता है? General and administrative expense, nature of expense, and cost of personnel relating to any self-constructed assets other than inventory. So इसमें allocation अगर कुछ हुआ है, presentation, and this is about presentation. Of course, the total amount measurement which we have done will remain the same, but this is allocation only. Karuna, you can explain better.
Yes. So students, when we are coming to presentation and disclosure, it's part which is related to schedule 3 also, how the item should be presented. And in this, you need to see that whether transaction is classified correctly and presented in the financial statement. You need to check whether it is segregated or disaggregated. Means it is segregated to means it's fairly allocated. Okay. And presentation and disclosure assumptions are considered during the course of audit to determine that disclosure are complete and accurate. Try to understand. If staff is allocated for production activities, or if it is an administrative part, then we need to check whether it will be allocated in general and administrative expenses or for manufacturing or operating expenses in production activities, right? So it all depends where the employee benefit expenses is being allocated. So while attending questions based on this assertion and based on various items of financial statement, you need to give the reference of occurrence. Means you can make outline in your brain, in your mind, that this transaction, for particular transaction about the question is being asking, you need to check whether this transaction was occurred, okay, whether it was occurred during that period only, then whether it was authorized. Then second part you will be giving about it is completeness, means all the details which are pertaining to that transaction is being accounted for. Then our cutoff procedure, means it's relating to the time duration, it is particularly belonging to that accounting period only, which is being mentioned in the financial statement in P&L account. Measurement means it's accurately measured, it's recorded accurately at their appropriate amount, and no error is being observed. Okay, means calculation should be correct one. Like if we are talking of 20,000 monthly rent, so it should be calculated for 12 months. It should be 2,40,000. It should not be 2,24,000 or some other amount. So we need to check whether it is measured and calculated accurately. Okay, and if any tax reduction or any adjustment, if it is relating to that, then that also should be considered and correctly accounted for, particularly with respect to that transaction. The next assertion is presentation and disclosure, means our financial statement should be properly presented and all the relevant and required disclosures are being made. Okay, so transactions are classified fairly, presented fairly, and it's disclosing all the aspects. So for employee benefit expenses, or if you can consider some other expenditure, traveling expenditure or whatsoever, if it is relating to production activity, then it should be allocated for that. If it is relating to office activity or other activity, general activities, then it will be disclosed in general and administrative expenses head. And if it is for self-constructed asset, okay, if certain employees are specifically working for that self-constructed asset other than inventory, then cost of personnel will be accounted for that. It will be added to that asset. So you need to disclose, you need to check that it is fairly allocated, and then it is disclosed properly, right?
Yes. Now we can take one item of revenue.
Okay, so let's take sales only,
Sales,
which
you
is
can
given
take.
in the study material, and same assertions: occurrence, completeness, cutoff, measurement, presentation and disclosure. All 5 you need to take for revenue activities, revenue items also, because it's we have already, it's given that it's for income statement. Okay, for revenue and expenditure, you can interlink with any of the revenue item or any of the expenses. You can interlink it and you can write the according to that. It's not required, Khushi, that same sequence, but all the things should be covered in your answer. Okay, and assertion, all the assertion should be covered. Okay, so for sales also, you need to check whether it occurred. Okay, recorded sales are really ordered by valid customer. It's not fake sales. So whether sale is being occurred and dispatched and invoiced in the period, because fake sales are also being shown.
So invoice,
okay, so you need to check
GST. If your client is having GST number, so GST tax invoice will be there. E-way bill will be there. So many things are there, so you can check the genuineness of the transaction. Okay,
so for this, we have talked about 2 points. One is incurred during the period and second is authorized. So for sales also, you need to check whether it's really being occurred, it really being
against order hua hai,
against order, dispatch bhi hua hai, and then it was invoiced in that period. And if you can verify it with, as sir told you about, with GST, and you can, tax invoice also you can
e-way bill se check kar sakte
you can check it.
One more check about this is, you can verify this from the stock record also. उधर से stock भी आपका minus हुआ होगा, तो वहां से आपको genuineness भी पता चल जाती है.
And if we talk for completeness, so we need to check that all the genuine sales have been recorded. All the genuine sales, which are not fake sales.
Nilab Jo is asking, what is the difference between watching and verification? Kab, kaun sa? Watching is on expense items, expense and revenue
for income
item,
and expenditure.
Or verification is of assets and liabilities. So there is difference. Of course, there is difference. But these days in your study material, it has been the questions have been
combined in this chapter, audit of various
on assertion basis.
Yeah, you need to answer as per assertions. Points are almost same.
Points are same.
In that also you were required to vouch whether all the transactions belong to that period
Old
only.
Scheme, old scheme was there.
But in the view of essays, it's being revised and it's now in form of assertions. Okay, so don't get confused. And for income and expenditure, you need to check assertion like we are discussing for vouching part, and for verification you need to check it with financial statement. Balance sheet. That is also covered.
We will discuss.
So for sales, then our next assertion is completeness. All the genuine sales have been recorded.
Very good.
Then cutoff, we need to check for cutoff. Keep in your mind, for cutoff, we need to check relating to that period. All the transactions relating to that period, which should be recorded in your financial statements, are being recorded. Okay. So, and it means all income which are reported in correct accounting period. So sales shall include dispatch of goods made at the year end, because they belong to the relevant period. Before 31st March, suppose on 29th March, some goods are being dispatched. So that will also form part of sales only, right?
Perfect.
So moving to measurement. Measurement is what? We have measured correctly. Okay, we have recorded accurately and at appropriate amount, means correct amount, and recorded accurately. So no errors. Okay, so sales are recorded correctly in the books based on the invoices. Whatever invoices you got, you verified it and you have recorded the sales correctly. And also discount, which is relating to sales, discount is also being properly adjusted or accounted for, whether it is cash discount or trade discount. So it's adjusted or accounted for. Here trade discount will be. Now for presentation and disclosure, how revenue shall be presented? It should be in revenue part. Revenue shall be disclosed as revenue arising from. Now you have three classification, again, sale of product, sale of services, and other operating revenue. Because if you are selling any product, then you will be presenting and disclosing it in sale of product. If it is pertaining to services, means after warranty or some services are also being given, so then it will be in sale of services. And if it is for other operating revenue, then it will form part of other operating revenues. So for this chapter now, I will advise you, you keep schedule 3 with you so that you can read various items of financial statements which are being given in income side or expenses side or in financial statements in balance sheet, and then try to visualize that how you will vouch or how you will check whether it is correctly being accounted for. For that, you need to apply assertions. And what are the assertions which you will be using for income item, income or expenditure item? You need to use, we will be taking of occurrence, completeness, cutoff, measurement, presentation, and disclosure. Okay. Now let's move for balance sheet items. Harish, we will be taking audit of different type of entities glimpse, but before that, many of the students have written about this chapter. They are very much worried how to answer, and this is very, very important, because in future also when you will be going for audit, you need to ensure whether it is correctly accounted for. And how you will ensure? You need to check these assertions are being applied correctly. Okay, so you just understand this, and then we will be moving to audit of different type of
definitely
entities.
Give you glimpse of this different type of entities.
I know we are running with shortage of time, but we will try to cover max. For balance sheet assertions.
So we have taken here, we have taken the example of inventory. You can take example of, say, debtors.
Any
you
asset,
can
any
debtors
liability.
example. You can take fixed assets example. Any example you can take, and of course you can take liability side examples also, creditors and so on.
Okay.
So first is existence.
Before starting, for income and expenditure, you have checked कि वो हुआ या नहीं हुआ, occurred हुआ, वो transaction उस period से related है, उसका cut off, उसका measurement यानी उसकी accurate amount बताइए, वो complete transaction record किया, और then उसका presentation and disclosure.
Mondal is asking.
Crystal clear.
Crystal. Thank you. Thank you very
so
much.
You are recognizing that, yes, we are able to make you clear.
Yes.
Then for assets or liabilities, please check when you are going for, you've got some financial statement, some asset is being given in that financial statement or some liability is being mentioned, then how you will check? First, you will check, suppose it is for building, or it is for any asset, you will check whether it is really there or not. So
this
how
is very
you will
important
check?
one.
So that is our assertion. Okay. Then you will check all the information, all the required thing is being recognized in financial statement correctly. So that is also our assertion. Okay. As an auditor, when you are going for audit, there should be question. You have seen one item in financial statement. So you need to check whether it is in existence or it is not. Then secondly, you will check whether it is completely coming or not.
Whether it is existing or not. So for this SA 501 in chapter 3, you have studied physical counting of inventories, PCI, physical counting of inventory that takes place on 31st March. If that is taking place, so auditor has to be present at that physical counting inventory. If he is not present at the physical inventory count on 31st March, then subsequently he can attend.
Yes.
And then the adjustments from 31st March to say he is present on 31st May or 1st May, then in between adjustments are to be done. तो ये सारी बातें हैं जो SA 501 हमें बताता है.
बिल्कुल. इनफैक्ट अगर कोई बिल्डिंग है तो आप चेक करो कि whether it is in existence or not, or maybe in between you have sold it. You have sold it. So then you need to check whether it's really ownership and other.
तो इसके लिए आप टाइटल डीड चेक करिए.
हाँ, तो वो ओनरशिप और अदर जो हमारा एसेशन है,
इन्वेंट्री एग्जिस्ट कर रही है नहीं कर रही, तो इसके लिए परचेज बिल नॉर्मली हम क्या करते हैं, प्रैक्टिकली हम परचेज के बिल कहते हैं क्लाइंट को कि कुछ दे दो आप, डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस कि फॉर एग्जांपल डिफरेंट आइटम्स के 10 to 15 परचेज के बिल की हम फोटोकॉपीज अपनी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, जो ऑडिट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, उस फाइल के अंदर एज ऑडिटर लगा लेते हैं. यस.
हाँ जी, तो फर्स्ट assertion तो crystal clear है. I think it's existence, about existence, that assets or liabilities or equity balance, these are the mainly items which are given in financial statement. So whether this exists at the period end, whether it is being sold or not, it is really there or not, so you need to check whether it exists. So first point will be inventory or any asset, whatever asset you will take an example, recognized in the balance sheet, actually exists as at the period end. Then our second point is, for whatever asset the question is being asked, you can write these points interlinked with assertions. So second point is completeness. All assets and liabilities, same which we have discussed for income part. Now, all assets and liabilities and equity balance that were supposed to be recorded have been recognized. Mean it should be, but it's not being recognized, then it will not be complete. All complete information should form part of our financial statement. So whatever balance or whatever transactions about assets, liabilities are supposed to be recorded should be recognized in the financial statements, right? For example, it's given for inventory. All inventory units held by the entity should have been recorded and it should be recognized appropriately. If any inventory is held by third party, okay, third party on behalf of the entity, then also it will form part of inventory balance only.
Third party students, ये भी बड़ा important point है. And inventory held by the third party, ये कब होता है? ये भी intermediate level पे थोड़ा समझना मुश्किल हो जाता है. क्या होता है कि जॉब वर्क के लिए जब मैंने भेजा, से मेरी डाइंग यूनिट है, सॉरी मैं यार्न मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रहा हूँ और मेरे को यार्न साथ में यार्न बना के डाई भी कराना है. तो डाइंग यूनिट, अगर मैं डाई हाउस में अपना यार्न भेज रहा हूँ डाइंग के लिए, तो माई यार्न इज लाइंग विद द थर्ड पार्टी. तो जॉब वर्क पे जब जाता है, से डाइंग के लिए गया, तो दैट बिकम्स विद द थर्ड पार्टी इन्वेंटरी.
So we have discussed two assertions for with respect to our financial various items of balance sheet, that is assets, liabilities, or equity. This equity balance. Okay, so we have discussed our existence and completeness, and next is cutoff. You will see that completeness and cutoff are same assertions which are used for your income and expenditure items also. So for cutoff, I think you are able to interlink that yes, all assets and liabilities are reported in the appropriate period. Means if it is pertaining to some other period, then it should not be recorded in current period. So you need to check that the transactions for income and expenditure and for specifically assets and liabilities, all assets and liabilities are reported at the appropriate period. Like for example, inventory balance as at the year end does not include any element of next financial year or previous year. Okay, so all items of inventory pertaining to relevant year shall be included regardless of location, whether it is with some other party or it's located, it's kept at some other place. All should be form part of your financial statement. So first we have done existence, second was completeness, and third is cutoff. Now moving to fourth assertion pertaining to assets and liabilities is valuation. Valuation is very important.
Really, it is very important because and I think you people are very much aware about this. आपने accounting में इसका valuation जो already कर लिया है, so we will not put much stress on it. AS2 for example,
for inventory. So for assets, liabilities, and equity balance, you need to check.
AS10 is for fixed assets.
They are valued PPE, accurately. PPE. They are neither overstated or not understated. Okay, understatement of asset, liabilities, or equity balance should also not be there, and overstatement should also not be there. If suppose for some fixed asset there is some expenditure which is capital in nature, should be added, or if it is revenue expenditure, then it should not be added. If we are doing any wrong accounting, then it will be either overstated or understated. So we need to check that accurate valuation is being done, asset is coming on correct values. Okay, so it's recognized for inventory. There is a rule, lower of cost or net realizable value as per AS2. Okay, so that you need to apply properly. Right, so we have discussed our first assertion, existence, second is completeness and cutoff. These are the same for income and expenditure also. Valuation is very important. For income and expenditure, it was measurement And here it is valuation. And last, we have two more assertion. One is right
Rights
and
and
obligation. So we need to check whether asset, whose right
Belongs
is
to the
there.
entity.
Yeah, belongs to that entity.
Yeah.
I told you about ownership and legal title for fixed asset. I gave you example whether the title of the asset is with the entity or not. If it is in the name of entity, then it should be means before when it is in your financial statement, you need to check whether entity has the right to asset or the liability is recognized in the financial statement represent
All the
entity's
entities.
obligation. Yes, that entity will be repaying as at given date. Okay. So, for example, for inventory, entity owns or controls the inventory recorded in financial statement. Purchase invoices are being taken care, are in the name of client only. It should not be purchase invoices are in some other person's name and we have included in our inventory. So it should be ensured that yes, rights are with entity, and inventory held by the entity on behalf of another entity has not been recognized because it's not with the right and obligation is not with that entity. So it should be particularly for right and obligation should remain with that entity.
Yes.
And last but not least, very, very important because many time question is being asked for some item, prepare, give disclosure requirements. So presentation and disclosure. So you need to check that whether particular item in the financial statement are properly classified, properly described and disclosed. Okay. Properly classification is being done, whether it is fixed asset, current asset, whatever is being classification, it is correctly described and correctly disclosed. It's very, very important. So you need to check. Okay. Here examples are being given and we have to cover lot many things. I think you can read the chapter and interlink it with other items of the various financial statements. In case if you find any doubt, any query you feel, you can write to us, and through Ask Your Query app, you can call us on 0120-3045-925. Rajiv sir or me, both will be available. If you have any query, you can write to us. Okay. In case you're any of the query, because we are getting lot many queries and lot many responses from your side. If any of the response is being missed out by us, then definitely you can talk to us. Yes. So we are moving to glimpse or audit of different type of entities. And one more question, sir. Saurabh is asking again now, a difference between internal control and internal financial control.
Okay.
So these two will be taking.
So what about audit risk? He was asking. One student was.
Oh, that student was telling ki what homework you have given, na, that homework he has done.
So risk हो गया?
Yeah.
छोड़ दें?
Yeah.
Okay. चलो. Okay. So I should move to audit of different types.
हाँ, just give them glimpse.
Okay.
So in different type of entities, a question can be posed for club, educational institution, partnership firm, or maybe for this hotel, hospitals, any of the item, college. So question can be posed on any of the. Now, when we have referred that question was specifically talking about the transactions which were discussed in that situation. But sometimes there is no situation is being asked in the question. It simply gives you about that you write the key points which you will be taking care while doing audit of different type of entities, namely maybe educational institution or some other institution. Okay.
In the starting of the chapter, if we give you glimpse of the this thing, in the starting of chapter starts with CAG audits. Now central first in first 2-3 pages, 4-5 pages, CAG of India. CAG of India, as per Article 266, consolidated fund of India consists of all revenues received from direct and indirect taxes, all the loans taken by the government of India, all the amount of repayment of loans received by the government. So this is very important. My suggestion to all of you is first 2-3 pages, because questions are being asked from the 1-3 pages also. So sometimes students ignore
गवर्नमेंट ऑडिट पार्ट,
ये बैकग्राउंड है, ये इसमें से क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा एग्जाम में, लेकिन सैंपलिंग का कल हम क्वेश्चन एक डिस्कस कर रहे थे, लेकिन आज अभी रह गया। अभी मैं अगर हो सकेगा तो मैं आपको 2 मिनट लगा के बता दूं। वो फर्स्ट 2-3 पेजेस में से ही पूछा गया है, 1-2-3। इसलिए माई सजेशन इज, आप किसी भी क्वेश्चन को, किसी भी पेज को स्टडी मॉड्यूल में जो लिखा है उसे अंडरमाइन ना करें और उसको अच्छी तरह से प्रिपेयर करें। एटलीस्ट और कुछ नहीं है तो 3 टाइम्स 4 टाइम्स रीडिंग जरूर करके जाएं, सो दैट एग्जाम में अगर आपको अटेम्प्ट करना पड़े तो आप you are able to attempt in the examination. So at least my suggestion to all of you is at least read each and every page of the study material at least 3-4 times, so that it gets established in your mind and you are able to draw 30-40%, 50% of that, and you are able to write in the examination comfortably. So the chapter starts with CAG, government audit. Government audit, then there is definition, very important definition of the government audit. This is also examination question. Sometimes this has been in one of the attempts it has been asked, what is government auditing? So you should also give reference. UN handbook on government auditing and developing countries defines government auditing in a comprehensive manner, which is as follows. So my suggestion to you all is, don't just go through the points only. The para above the points in every question, para above the points is very important. अब क्या होता है कि क्वेश्चन वहां से बनाया जाता है. Question is framed from the para given above the points. Para given above the points. Paper setter always forms question from that, frames question from that para. So that para students tend to ignore and students directly come to the points. So my suggestion to you is कि whenever there is point based question, at least आप उसका ये देखो कि उसके ऊपर पैरा क्या लिखा गया हुआ है. Objectives of government audit है ये, तो ये तो अभी वो वाला क्वेश्चन नहीं, अभी मैं ये वैसे इन जनरल बात कर रहा था, अभी ये जो मैंने आपसे बात करी है. तो ये ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है, इनको अच्छी तरह से आप 2-3 बार पढ़ के एग्जाम में, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन एग्जामिनेशन क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव अकाउंटेबिलिटी, अब इतना बड़ा पैरा लिखा है तो इसको इग्नोर ना करें, कम से कम 2-3 बार करके जाएं. ये जो पैरा लिखा हुआ है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव अकाउंटेबिलिटी, एटलीस्ट आपको आपके माइंड में होना चाहिए कि क्या लिखा हुआ है. तो 2-3 टाइम्स आप इसको एटलीस्ट करके फिर एग्जाम में आप जाएं, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस कहीं पे भी 2 मार्कर 3 मार्कर क्वेश्चंस कहीं से भी आ जाते हैं. एंड आल्सो MCQ based question you will be able to solve only if you have studied deeply. So legal, then there is legal framework, who appoints CAG of India. तो इस पे से MCQs not less than 2/3 of the members of the House of Present voting he can. तो ये सारी बातें इसमें important है जो बीच में लिखी हुई हैं.
It can be in the correct or incorrect.
Correct incorrect में भी आ सकता है, ये उसमें भी आ सकता है. अपना MCQ based questions में appointed by the President of India. CAG is appointed by the, he shall be appointed by the President. तो वो आपको 4 ऑप्शन देगा, Prime Minister of India और President, Parliament of India, whatsoever ऑप्शन देगा और आपको कंफ्यूज करेगा. टेन्योर क्या होगी CAG की, वेरियस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस क्या है, इसमें से भी MCQs आ जाते हैं. MCQs के एंगल से आप स्टडी डीपली करें. CAG ड्यूटीज एंड पावर्स, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. ड्यूटीज पावर्स अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन.
इस पे जनरली क्वेश्चन आता है.
अब कंपाइल एंड सबमिट अकाउंट्स ऑफ यूनियन एंड स्टेट्स, जनरल प्रोविजंस रिलेटिंग टू ऑडिट. अब दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑडिट ऑफ रिसीट्स एंड एक्सपेंडिचर, पेज नंबर 13.8 पर. ऑडिट ऑफ रिसीट एंड एक्सपेंडिचर. अब गवर्नमेंट अकाउंटिंग स्टूडेंट्स, जो गवर्नमेंट के जो डिपार्टमेंट है गवर्नमेंट के, उसमें अकाउंटिंग क्या है कि रिसीट और पेमेंट अकाउंट बनाया जाता है. ये रिसीट और ये पेमेंट, तो उसकी बात यहाँ पे हो रही है. यस, फिर ऑडिट ऑफ ग्रांट्स और लोन्स, ऑडिट ऑफ रिसीट्स ऑफ यूनियन और स्टेट्स, Audit of accounts of stores and inventory. Audit of government companies and government companies जो है उनके ऊपर तो वो तो कंपनी लॉ के हिसाब से भी अकाउंट्स बना लेते हैं. पावर्स ऑफ सीएजी, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. सो कोई भी क्वेश्चन आप उसको छोड़े नहीं. देन कम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, एक्सपेंडिचर ऑडिट. एक्सपेंडिचर ऑडिट में ऑडिट अगेंस्ट रूल्स एंड ऑर्डर, इसके ऊपर तो इंडिपेंडेंटली 3 मार्कर क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. इन सब के ऊपर 3 मार्कर क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं. ऑडिट ऑफ सैंक्शंस, ऑडिट अगेंस्ट रूल्स एंड ऑर्डर्स, देन ऑडिट अगेंस्ट प्रोविजन ऑफ फंड्स. नेक्स्ट देखना. और प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. परफॉर्मेंस ऑडिट, ये सारे इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट्स हैं और हर एक के ऊपर इंडिपेंडेंट क्वेश्चंस बनने लायक है और नीचे एक्सप्लेन भी किए अच्छी तरह से. फॉर एग्जांपल ऑडिट अगेंस्ट रूल्स एंड ऑर्डर, ऑडिट ऑफ
इन्हीं में से इंडिपेंडेंट क्वेश्चन हाँ जो है
आ जाते हैं ना, बहुत
हाँ.
अच्छे क्वेश्चन बन जाते हैं. ऑडिट ऑफ सैंक्शंस, ऑडिट अगेंस्ट प्रोविजन ऑफ फंड्स, प्रोप्राइटरी ऑडिट बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन बन जाता है. अब ये ऐसा ना करें कि आप एबीसी और 1 2 3 पॉइंट्स पढ़ लिया आपने, ऊपर ये देखो क्वेश्चन उसने क्वेश्चन यहां से फ्रेम करेगा. इस पैरा से यहाँ पे करना मार्क. क्वेश्चन जो फ्रेम करेगा स्टूडेंट्स यहां से करेगा या इस पैरा से करेगा. सो इसलिए आप जो क्वेश्चन पॉइंट्स के ऊपर पैराग्राफ दिया होता है उसे केयरफुली आप स्टडी करें. जस्ट गो थ्रू दैट पैराग्राफ वेरी केयरफुली बिकॉज क्वेश्चन इज फ्रेम्ड फ्रॉम दैट पैरा ओनली.
और ये आपको डायग्रामेटिक प्रेजेंटेशन में भी एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है.
Now Nilabjo is asking very important question. This way you can study the entire chapter 13. अभी चैप्टर 13 विपुल साबू सर लेंगे भी, 1 रोज 2 रोज में शुरू हो जाएगा.
आपका लाइव वर्चुअल जो कोचिंग क्लासेस है
उसके अंदर चैप्टर 13 कवर होएगा. एलवीसी अभी स्टार्ट, इट इज येट टू स्टार्ट. मे बी फ्रॉम टुडे इटसेल्फ इट विल स्टार्ट और फ्रॉम वेडनेसडे इट विल स्टार्ट. टुमारो इट विल स्टार्ट.
So let's move to next query. Revati is asking about external confirmation and written representation. Just before moving to that, one important thing which we really wanted to tell them that audit of this local body, audit program for local body is also many times full question is being asked from this topic. And for rest of the topics now, yes, for rest of the topic you can.
One student is asking how to remember and capture point based topics in auditing. Nilabjo Mondal is asking.
Here in this part, we have given for audit of different entities like educational institution, charitable institution, cinema, hospital, etc. For that, you can check one thing is constitution of the organization. Means you need to examine whether the constitution of the organization.
Then examine the क्या सोसाइटी बनाई हुई है या कंपनी सेक्शन 8 की कंपनी बनाई हुई है.
बायलॉज देखने, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन. अगर ट्रस्ट है तो ट्रस्ट डीड. देन पावर ऑफ द मेंबर ऑफ द मैनेजमेंट एंड अदर ऑफिसर्स. एग्जामिन द मिनट बुक, मैनेजिंग कमिटी एंड ऑफ मेंबर्स.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है सारे.
These are very very important. You can see here glimpse is being given. Okay, and then if we move to next, what is the next? If we talk general point, evaluate the internal control
तो
system.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट
For
पॉइंट है.
every part, you have to give this. But when you will be reading the study material, you will get to know that for specific parts, specific point is given. But if you want to have glimpse or if you want to give answers in general, then you can refer it that evaluate the internal control system, examine the accounting policies followed and accounting records maintained. Okay, check the various receipt of the organization, whatever receipts for hospital we have discussed. Okay, and the form of fees, whether it is subscription or whatever, rent, income on investment and donation and grant. So you need to check receipts, the part, check the expenditure part. What are the expenditure? How you will ensure whether it is authorized or not. Okay. Then verification of assets and liability. So these are just giving you glimpse of the topic. You can read the topic specifically for charitable institution, cinema, hospital, or for educational institution. Specific points are being discussed in the chapter. It's just giving you glimpse. You can read those points and in the question examination, when you are attending the question, please try to understand. You have to give specific points and try to understand what is the requirement of the question, and according to that only you write the answer. Don't give irrelevant points, okay? Because it's very, very important that we are able to identify the requirement of the question, and accordingly we are giving answer also. Okay, sir.
ये क्वेश्चन आंसर कर देता हूँ लास्ट वाला.
External confirmation and written representation. External confirmation is nothing. We are taking confirmation from different parties. Debtors.
External confirmation debtor से, creditor से, bank balance से. बैंक बैलेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जिसकी एक्सटर्नल कंफर्मेशन हम करते हैं,
ताकि हम चेक कर सकें कि ये ट्रांजैक्शन जो एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है वो सही वैल्यू पे है, वो एग्जिस्ट करता है नहीं करता है. Fake debtor is being shown in your balance sheet. So to check whether it is okay or not, then in external confirmation, one is positive, one is negative. Or positive means if it is positive, then they need to answer. If it is not, then only they need to answer. So these kind of situations are being discussed. Okay. And for more detail, you can refer essay 505. In case if you have any doubt, you can get back to us. For written representation, essay 580 is there. Essay, it's very, very important because many times auditor has to rely on written representation. At many circumstances, they request management to provide them written representation in writing that this situation is there. But then also you need to apply your professional skepticism and judgment whether this written representation will work as audit evidence or not. So you need to interlink with other aspects also. Okay. And I think IFC part.
IFC part.
Yeah, Saurav was asking, actually yesterday also he asked in a difference between internal control and IFC. Okay, so that part sir is taking, and then in case
internal,
if you have any
financial control 134 section 134 5E subsection 5 or clause E defines internal financial control as the policies. These are the policies and procedures. इसमें जो की वर्ड है स्टूडेंट वो है इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल. आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग पॉलिसीज एंड प्रोसीजर्स adopted by the company, adopted by the management of the company for ensuring the orderly and efficient conduct of its business, for ensuring orderly and efficient conduct of its business यहाँ पे लिखा है, including adherence to company's policy. Safeguarding of assets, another important area. Safeguarding of assets. Third, prevention and detection of fraud and error, or accuracy and completeness of accounting records. Accuracy and completeness. So these are internal financial, and about these aspects which are discussed in 5 points
are forming part
policies
of internal.
And these are the policies and procedures जो इनके बारे में मैनेजमेंट पॉलिसीज एंड प्रोसीजर्स अडॉप्ट करेगी,
बिल्कुल
वो इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल्स होंगे. और ये वाइड टर्म है, मैं आपको बता रहा हूं. इंटरनल कंट्रोल ओवर फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग नैरोअर टर्म है. इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल्स एक वाइडर टर्म है. देखो इसमें क्या क्या कवर कर लिया. ऑर्डरली एंड एफिशिएंट कंडक्ट ऑफ बिजनेस, इवन सेफगार्डिंग ऑफ ऑल असेट्स, प्रिवेंशन एंड डिटेक्शन ऑफ, इनके बारे में पॉलिसीज और प्रोसीजर जो बनाए जाएंगे वो इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल्स कहलाएगा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
और internal control over financial reporting, that is the information which is covered for reporting purpose only, for requires the auditor's report to state whether the company has adequate internal financial control system
in
place and operating effectively of such control. So this is the auditor has to, because auditor has to report, and for reporting purpose what controls are relevant, that is internal financial control over financial reporting. That is narrower term than internal financial controls.
I think Saurabh, your doubt is clear that it's for reporting part.
Yes.
Okay. And for internal financial control is regarding policy and procedure part,
adopted
which is adopted by the company, that conduct of business is orderly and efficient and with in adherence to company's policies. Assets are being safeguarded. What is the policy and procedure for safeguarding of its asset? What is the prevention and detection of fraud and error? What is the policy pertaining to prevention and detection of fraud and error? Then what is the policy or procedure they are applying for accuracy and completeness of accounting record? Whether accounting records are accurate or complete, for that, what policy and procedure they have prepared, and timely preparation of reliable financial information. How to get that? For that, whatever policy and procedure is being prepared by them is internal financial control. And reporting for that is reporting on that part, whether the company has adequate internal financial control system in place, means they have prepared policies and procedures relating to that, and the operating effectiveness of such control. So time is indicating us to wind up, but before winding up, if you can highlight about how to remember and capture point-based topics in auditing. And I hopefully we have resolved all the queries. In case if any of your query is not resolved, you can contact us. Okay. So yes, sir, for remembering tips.
Point-based questions जो है students, उनमें आप एक simple formula अपनाइए. Just follow one simple step. 5 times reading, and hopefully careful reading. Focus on each and every point. Pick up the keywords and just 5 times read kariye and see whether you are able to recall or not. And do this exercise for at least 2 days. Don't just do it one day only for single day. Just do it for 2 days. And I hope you will be able to do point-based questions.
Okay. So some certain few tips for your examination also. We have told you how to study, how to understand the concepts. Then after understanding the concepts, attend the mock test paper so that you can analyze your situation. We have also tried to practice with the May 22 examination questions so that able to identify what are the mistakes we are doing and what we should not repeat. Then one thing, how to improve marks in the examination. Be confident. If there is some error in the question, please stay calm, maintain your mind balance, and then write the answers of other questions, because that part will be taken care by the system. Okay. And one thing you remember, then when you start writing the answer, first write the answer which you know the best. Fine. Then you should attempt all the subpart of question at one place. Don't do 1A is here and 1B is in last page. You should not answer different subpart of question at different pages. Okay, different places. So try to cover the question in continuation. Okay, you can start the subpart in new page or next page. Your handwriting should be legible. It should be key examiner can read that. Okay, and maintain your speed. For that you need to do writing practice, as told by our CCM Ranjit Agarwal sir, that writing practice is very, very important, that you can practice with the help of mock test paper. Okay, when you will be attending mock test paper, your writing speed will be maintained. You will be able to understand how to manage the stress. You just sit in examination condition for 3 hours, and just like examination, you appear for mock test paper and then analyze how you are able to manage the stress, how you are attending the question paper. Your 2 mock test paper are scheduled from 27 September. Mock test paper series 1 is being starting, and from October 2nd week, second series will be started. So please, you can practice with the help of that. In case, then also if you find any difficulty, you can contact us. Answer the question with due emphasis on legislative provisions. Don't give general answer. Try to refer specific standards or section or specific part. Don't try to give general answers. Okay, so try to be specific. Don't write irrelevant part, because time is very lesser for you. Best utilize the 15 minutes duration before the start of the examination. Read the question paper carefully. You can better decide that which question you have to attend and what manner it should be. Then first go through all the question quickly, then decide ki yes, which one is the best, and then you should attend all the questions. Okay, don't leave any of the question unanswered. Please try to answer all the questions. Keep 10 or 15 minutes time duration if you are having writing practice. Then last 10 to 15 minutes, please keep for revision so that you can identify if you have done any mistake, or maybe sometimes you have left some question and then you realize that, yes, I know the answer, or maybe it's clicking in your mind, so you can write that. Okay, beside you should write each answer in commensuration with the marks which question carries. If the question carries 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, or 2 marks, you need to understand and you need to accordingly answer the question. It should not be the question is for 3 marks and you're writing answer in 2 pages. It should not be like that. Then for correct incorrect question, try to understand whether if it is correct, then please give reason for that. And if it is incorrect, then both the parts should be touched, why it is incorrect and what should be the correct one. If you are writing both the parts, then you will be getting full marks. While attending multiple choice question, you can use elimination method, or you just apply your knowledge and understand the provision and accordingly answer. For that also we have integrated case scenario and MCQ booklet. With the help of that you can practice. Okay, again, if you find any difficulty, you can contact us. Okay, written practice is very, very important. For revision, you can use our capsules which are published in Student Journal, or you can go on website where you will get referencer for quick revision. You can use our revisionary test paper. Try to understand, use study material and prepare your own notes. Okay, now what are the do's and what are the don't? Be positive and confident. Okay, avoid negative surrounding. Remain focused. Your concentration is very, very important. Take proper sleep before exam and have balanced diet. What should you should not do after the examination? Please don't discuss your question with anyone. Okay, your performance, if it is not as per your expectation, you decided that yes, I will be doing this, and your paper is not good, then forget about it and prepare for next paper. Don't discuss the paper after coming out of exam hall and examination hall, and don't compare your performance with your peers. Always work hard and fun in what you do, because I think that's when you are more successful. You have to choose to do. It's a common saying, so it's very, very important. Wish you all the very best for your examination. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, students. You can call on my mobile number if you have any query. I have already shared my mobile number in LVC classes, and again I am sharing my mobile number. Students, BOS is doing 100% hand holding. आप बिल्कुल वो ना समझें, सेफ महसूस करें. आप जब भी चाहें फोन कर सकते हैं. My mobile numbers are 97180-36119 and 9466789298. With these words, students, thank you very much and wish you all the best.
All the best.